The Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings. Today, CUST Corner Best of the 2020 football season. There was so much content, I split it up into two parts. So today is the A side, part one of CUST Corner 31. Please smash the like button to the video, say something in the comment section to help out the algorithm, and if you hit the description, you can find all of the links to the CUST Corner exclusive audio podcast. We're catching up all of the CUST Corners. Obviously, this is number 31. I believe the first 17 are already up on the podcast feed right now. So, hey, you ever need time to kill, go subscribe to the audio podcast, and please leave a rating and review. 5 stars. Helps out tremendously. Enjoy!
CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. It's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. It should be President of the United States, but it's CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner,
I saw on the Twitters yesterday, just as I was sort of perusing it, that that Tenet only made $20 million. That's concerning.
I'd like to go see that.
Tim saw it. He loved it, yet said he didn't understand a second of it.
I found it to be perplexing.
So
but
then
I
I'm
also
not
loved
going to
it.
get it.
Yeah, but Inception.
But it's Nolan.
Inception makes no sense. It's still a very enjoyable movie. Like, it's a fun experience to go watch.
I don't want to have not a clue what's going on.
But you know what? That's okay. Some of his movies are like Memento. You can't understand the first time through.
Okay, you know what?
Like-
I actually feel better knowing other people don't know what's going on. It's a worse feeling when like the people around you get what's happening, but you don't alone. It's like when you talk about hard putting. It's like, well, it's hard even for the good putters.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like-
Really fast greens, like really fast greens and really slow greens in golf mitigate the problems. It's the average ones where the good putters really go. Paul, yes.
Yeah.
Since he doesn't really have a topic, I did notice that Tim retweeted a tweet from somebody that says, making fun of chain restaurants is classism disguised as
Oh, yeah.
cleverness. If you'd like to explain yourself
Absolutely. I mean, I think that in a far more pithy way sort of sums up what I believe in a better way than I said it. I mean, a lot of the people who, you know, if you say, what's the best restaurant in your town? And you say it's Chili's, or you say it's Boston Pizza or something.
Yeah, and people will be
look
like,
down
you
there-
have bad taste.
Or where the
Like,
hell do you
people look down-
live?
Yeah. Like, what
People look
backwoods shithole do you live in?
Thank you very much. This is exactly the classicism that we were talking about. The idea that one class of people are just better than another because, the types of people that like to go to chain restaurants are the rubes,
Yeah, like you.
the people who look, that opinion are people looking down on the common person who likes to go to.
This from the same person who says that if you buy a $75,000 Mercedes, you have not purchased a luxury car. You've basically
Not
purchased
in the sense
a
that
piece of
luxury
trash.
Yeah.
You just
like,
have
that's
bad
not a luxury.
taste. That's
That's
all
not
you
a
need to
luxury,
say.
people.
Just sounds like people with very bad taste, not knowing where to go to properly eat. That's just the problem.
No, it's an attack against middle class values in a lot of ways.
No,
It
it's
really
not.
Is.
It's
Yeah,
really
it
not.
really is.
It's amplifying bad taste. Is all you're
It's
doing.
a broadside against what people like, what people can afford in some cases, and what.
Yeah, Tim. You know what? Better things tend to cost more. Hate to tell you.
Again, classicist. Better. According to whom? Who decides what the delicious meal is? The chef who makes it or the people who eat it? It goes back to Aristotle. Like, maybe it's the mass that decide what's better and what's worse.
Listen,
and I think there's a
it's
case
whatever
for
you
it.
want.
The general person is a fucking moron. So
Well, that's what you say.
no, they
but
are.
We live in an entire
there
world.
is an average intelligence, right across the board, and some people are at the very, very high end. You don't get too many people at, like, the very, very low end pushing the average below that line. And if they love Applebee's, good on them. They can go there. I'm not going there.
No one said that you had to, but you would do well not to look down your nose in public at
Hey,
people who
also,
do like
don't tell me what to fucking do. I'll look down my nose at whoever the fuck I want.
Didn't say you can't. I said you would do well not to.
No,
so not
I will
display
do
an
well to do whatever
classicist
I want.
attitude. To
I'm
show a
going to go to-
classicist attitude.
I will go to better restaurants than that.
You're welcome to do. I have no objection to that. I have an objection to people who get themselves into a bunch and look down at people who make different choices.
But no one is actually looking down on
There's
this.
something
You
mean.
feel like people look down on you because you know you're making the wrong choice.
No, they are. There's a sneering meanness to it, which is not conducive to a healthy society with black like that.
This
They
from
should
the
tell
same
me-
person.
With more
Tim was driving down the road the other day and had to pull over because he was too triggered that KFC painted itself green for plant-based chicken. Because
There's a
why
green-
would they have that on the menu? Who would ever want that? Obviously, someone
was a
wants
gr-
it, Tim.
I drove by this green KFC and I had to stop the car. I was flustered when I saw this. I couldn't believe that they painted, like, it's one thing to have plant-based food, whatever. I think that's dumb, but whatever, maybe there's a market for it. It's another when you paint an iconic restaurant from red and white stripes the bucket with the green on there to advertise as pig in a poke nonsense popcorn chicken, plant-based chicken. Like, who's that insulting? The fans, those of us who know and love KFC and are going there for the regular food. I don't need to see
What,
you wanna
Tim?
sell
Tim,
plant-based stuff?
you
Have at
don't
it.
you don't need to buy it.
I don't need to buy it, but when you paint your restaurant green, what you're saying to me is the food that you used to like isn't good enough anymore. We're not interested really in catering to you and the things that you like and the traditions.
But
that
they
you
but
care
they are catering to you. It's not like they took stuff off the menu. You can still
They
order
painted
whatever
the
you want.
restaurant.
So what?
They trust you so much that they still have your old favorites. You will return, and now they're going to just try this different approach.
Try to appeal to some more people to make some more money.
Rattled, pulled over.
I did. I was close to stopping where I was going anyway, but I made sure to stop. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this KFC painted itself green. I was incensed about it. And I
Go
forgot
speak to
about
the
it in my
manager.
shopping and left. And then on my way back, I saw it again and forgot that it had been painted green. And I got upset a second time, less this time because I knew it. But I still got upset again. It's like, I can't believe it. Felt like a virtual slap across the face.
KFC
That's what it
sucks,
felt like. to
so
me.
don't worry about it.
How dare you look down on KFC, Jeff? See, you can either side with us, who eat at good restaurants, or Tim, who gets triggered about KFC.
I'm not a classicist. I'm a Democrat at heart, I suppose.
Don't you
I believe in the common wisdom of the common man.
don't you brush your teeth with bottled water?
Yeah,
It's not bottled
only
water.
Dasani.
Only
though.
Dasani.
No, oftentimes I'll use the water from the water cooler.
but no tap water.
No, ugh. I don't like tap water. I don't even like using Britas. Even that's.
Were you this triggered when they changed Colonel Sanders to like Megan McCarthy or Melissa
No,
McCarthy?
because they were all actors. So what was the difference? It'd be different if the real Harlan Sanders were passed up for somebody else, but he's long since deceased. So
how do you
whatever.
think he would feel about this?
I'm sure he would be rolling in his grave if he knew that KFC was selling plant-based foods. That's one thing. Again, you want to put that on your menu. I don't have to buy it. I don't have to want it, but I can tolerate that. I'm a man of tolerance.
Oh yeah.
But what I cannot abide is when you paint my restaurant green. What are you doing to me? Do you know how upsetting that is to some of us that want our normal chicken and I like things the way they are, and that is the way that they should stay. I don't need to have it painted green for some like pig in a poke thing that you're just going to have to change 6 months later when nobody buys this stuff and you get it off the menu. How dumb is that going to be? Like, I should consult for these places because I can tell them what they want. Just like how all these Diet Cokes are gone now because with the aluminum shortage, only the top selling flavors are available. And none of those crazy Diet Cokes are out there because they weren't popular, like I always said that they were. Again, time and history prove me right. And it's frustrating me. I guess we had something to talk about. I didn't even think about this, but now I'm incensed. Whew.
Imagine being this upset about a KFC changing colors at a local near you. I thought you were working on being less triggered this year.
You realize
am,
it's
but,
a
like,
coat of paint and it's a
literally a coat of
freaking
paint.
ad campaign.
So
Do you know they actually got rid of finger licking good because it's like
I
anti-COVID?
did see that. Well, I get that though for the time being. I understand. Yeah, you got it.
So they can't just be green to show that we now offer alternatives
Yeah,
for
now
this
people
new
know
line?
they
their
do it.
marquee. Put it on the marquee.
But people don't know that. Like, KFC is so iconic.
You
and
look at it, it's like,
stands
oh, it's
for
green.
something.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They really need to go above and beyond to let people just say, okay, I'll try this.
And then as soon as they did, Jeff, people on
Shocking.
Twitter started
Most places,
going at it.
KFC doesn't have the reputation
go-
with the rest of the world as it holds with you.
people started attacking them on Twitter right away by saying, well, do you clean the fryer oil every time you cook these chicken, popcorn chicken? Otherwise, it's not true vegan. Or it's like, even when they try to satisfy this hipster millennial crowd, even that's not good enough for them. So it's like, I hope KFC is happy with the bed that they've made. They've upset the true fans who are never going to leave them. And they're not going to get any aid or comfort from the people they're trying to bring in.
If they've upset the true fans with the qualifier that you just put on it, who are never going to leave them, what the fuck's the difference?
Well, do they want to like hurt our feelings?
Yeah,
Like, I don't
you know what? They
should.
don't care. You're going to buy their product anyway.
Don't the Jets hurt your freaking feelings all the time?
Yeah, but they don't mean to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I prepared this week.
Good.
The topic I wanted to discuss, maybe it's a bit somber, but I don't know. I sort of want to work it out. It's an idea that I sort of had over the weekend, and I've been working through it the last couple of days. And it's basically a question, which is travel done? Now, I don't mean that in the flattest of senses, because travel will never be done.
Do you mean
People
you don't
will
mean
always
that
go
in
on-
the fact that the Earth is flat, so travel doesn't even really exist?
No, people will always go on honeymoons. There will always be some matter of business travel. But I'm wondering if this pandemic and the effects, both psychological and medical, are going to result in travel patterns that look a lot like the 1940s and 50s compared to the 2000s and 2010s.
What were those
where
travel patterns? in the
fewer
40s and
people
50s?
traveled, and they traveled and they've traveled less often. You didn't just go away for the weekend somewhere. That was very, very unusual. That has become far more. Because ticket prices were more expensive, people didn't have as much vacation. There wasn't as much inclination to travel. It was harder to travel, and I'm wondering if just the concerns over, what the shape of airlines is going to be at by the time the pandemic is over, what shape hotels will be at when it's over, the inclination people are going to have to sit next to other people for long periods, for short periods of time, whether they're going to be comfortable going to places where a bunch of people are. I don't know. I mean, it's not that travel will ever go away, because it can't go away, but the people who sort of travel for fun, that that their leisure activity is travel, I wonder if that is just a thing that's kind of over now.
Well, you can wonder all you want. The moment that travel is acceptable again, just make sure you have some stock in airlines. Put it that way.
I wonder.
You shouldn't be wondering.
There's nothing to wonder about.
Every single
Because people
person
in the 1930s.
Yeah. You know what, Tim? This isn't the fucking 1930s. Although you might live there.
people were
Every single
psychological
person
starved.
I talk to, all they want to do is go somewhere, and they're just waiting
Yep.
and biding their time. So
They say that, but the revealed preferences will come out, right? Like,
No,
I'm not so sure.
just because you don't like leaving your house doesn't mean other people don't.
and
Do
this
you want to
is
know
not-
something? I purchased an airline ticket for a flight, and this was about a month ago, where I thought things would probably be better in March for a bachelor party to Vegas. An incredible price, and people are like, "What do you do? How do you do that?" If I don't go and we got to cancel and the world's not right again, I don't care. I have like $600 to my name from an airline that I know I can't wait to travel on. Like, I don't mind if they owe me $600. My wife has we will go away for sure. There's no doubt about it. I promise you, at least like the people I know, like my parents, I don't know what they're going to do if they're stuck here this winter. Like my parents will
They're
lose
gonna be stuck here this winter.
They'll lose their mind.
Well, and at the same time, I mean, you might see a downtick in travel just because the pandemic has hurt so many people financially that they can't afford
too.
to go do things. But anyone who does have the means to go do things, the first thing they want to do is just go somewhere. Think about the
But
amount of
what
people
will be
between
there?
us. Think about the amount of people between us, Jeff, and even you, Tim, that have gone on like mini vacations during this pandemic. The amount of people like leaving town to go do something has been at an all-time high. It's probably 10 times the amount that, how many times have you gone away now, Tim? You've gone away, what, like 3 times?
Look at cottage
And you
rentals.
never go
We're
anywhere.
insane. People,
I went away out of province one time.
Yeah, but you also went up to play golf for like a weekend in province, but like 5 hours away.
Yeah, so that's all true. I'm just saying I'm worried about the infrastructure as well. A lot of hotels just aren't going to be around, I don't think, when this comes about. A lot of the restaurants that people want to go to will not
What-
be there.
There
Maybe
will be
things
new
will replace it.
hotels. There will be
yeah.
new restaurants.
There will be new rich
Maybe.
people or people that are willing to have either
Maybe
the
that's
means
right.
to do
So
it
that's why I'm asking
or
as a
that will
question.
invest in new things.
I think you underestimate the amount of scar tissue people are going to have.
No,
too,
I
about
think you
being around
underestimate
other people.
I think you underestimate the amount that people are just going to be willing to get back to normal. And I'll say this for me personally.
Football felt like normal for the first time in a
me,
very
Yes, it
long
did.
time.
For me
did.
personally, I'm so crazy. I actually have no doubts in my mind the next time I get on an airplane, the next time I stay in a hotel, it will be exponentially cleaner than the last time I was on it.
Yeah.
The next time I go to a restaurant, I'm so certain it will be so much cleaner than it was always. And that will be a standard. The one thing I'm honestly annoyed about is like staying in a hotel for 5 days and apparently they say they're not going to like do rooms anymore. Now I may as well be in an Airbnb. If like I can't even get like the room
My
turned
fresh
over.
towels and the exactly. the
I'm
bed
not
turned
like
down
Tim,
every
but
night.
that's a nice thing. You come back, you like that's a.
I
don't
agree.
know.
You realize when you go to an Airbnb, it's like, well, here's the communal towel. They have towels there, and you get
No, I
more
know,
of them
but-
too.
No, I
But
mean,
Tim's just
I mean, if
wants to
I'm not
steal
going to
them.
have my room like
I
turned
like
over
turn-down
and
service.
fresh like house cleaning, I may as well just be in a bigger space like an Airbnb.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
I want my
that's what
fresh
I mean.
towels. I want my fresh towels. I want my bed made. I want my bed turned down for me.
I'm so sorry. This is just so hard for
But
you
I
to do.
think that will be an option. Like the standard will be like, we will not clean your room, but if you really want it, we will.
yeah, if you pay us an extra $100 a night, you can do it.
Or you just put the sign on the door.
Yeah,
to
I
have the
want
room
this
cleaned.
room clean. I don't know, but I believe all these things will be cleaner, and that will sort of be a standard. I believe for the most part, everything will be cleaner. Like the procedures and practices that I'm seeing like big companies taking. And by that I mean like a McDonald's, like just per se, and like how strict they are because they have a
They
whole
also
corporate
have to be
structure.
right
yeah,
now.
they have like a whole
Especially giant corporations have to hold themselves, and everyone always
Yeah,
talks
yeah,
about
yeah.
like, oh, they're putting this in their meat or whatever on like a superficial level, like the aesthetic level that the
Yes.
customer consumes that you see when you go into a place. They need to be pristine.
Yeah,
when
and
it comes to
and
this
I
stuff.
believe I'm
Across the
seeing
board.
that like at all these sorts of places that I'm going. Again, I believe the world will be an exponentially cleaner place from a
Yeah, but there's
service
masks all
industry.
around now. People are complaining about all the masks people throw on the ground.
Yeah, the new coffee cups.
Yeah, but either way, people are antsy to travel, and they do want to wait. Like, I do think that there is going to be some people that are pensive and don't want to go out. But like, just having gone out on Sunday, I was at the gym on Sunday after going here. Paul and I went out to watch football at the normal place that we go watch football. People are out. People are waiting. People are not necessarily here treating it like it's like over. They're still being cautious, but it's a lot more lax. And just look at the states. The states are-
travel will return. Like I have no concerns about travel. I think of more things like festivals and concerts. Like those specific entities are in more trouble than like me, my wife, and my kids going away
Sure.
somewhere to enjoy nice weather or an activity or two.
Yeah, like
You're
if-
saying the CNE is seen a death now?
Well, I
well,
think
they almost went bankrupt.
yes, but I believe something else, like with hotels, another
Will pop up in
would
its
would
place.
pop up in its place. Like I just believe that, and I feel if these companies are gonna go under, that sucks. But capitalism will show that other hotel chains will form. Like that's just how it's gonna be, or
Like,
someone else
right, but
will
even
buy that property. Like
Even
and
if
say,
10 or 15% of people just don't want to travel much anymore, that's a sizable
Yeah, but
thing.
I think you're going to
That
see
makes a big
more
difference.
people travel.
I don't know.
People want to get
but,
away.
but when there's a
people
vaccine, then
do, of
won't
course, but-
won't everything just go back to normal?
Maybe. We don't know. That's a big question mark. Maybe not.
Other than
We don't
growing
know.
an extra toe or something.
No, but we don't know what the other side looks like. And like I said, even if it's just 10% of people who don't want to participate in that part of the economy anymore because they're gun shy and nervous or just don't trust
yeah, not
getting on an
not
airplane
ev-
anymore.
Not everyone's a coward like you.
Major,
Not even
major
15% of
social
people.
events.
Not even
Histor-
15% of people are cowardly.
If
like
you look through history at major cataclysmic events, there are after effects and scar tissue psychologically in people that never go away for a whole generation. That was true of the Depression. It was true of, of Victorian England. There's all kinds of incidences with tuberculosis. There's a lot of, and I'm just saying, don't be so sure that it will snap back like an elastic. I'm saying that it could be distorted to the point where some of these places, which don't have very high,
You've gone to the
margins begin with-
movies.
I have gone to the movies, but that's because Tenet was out, and I could not see Tenet.
So
Like, Christopher
there's people
Nolan's
that
the finest
literally
filmmaker of our
can't not
time.
go to Florida. Like,
Well, to be fair, being in a theater with like 7 other people, socially distanced, where you're not exerting much energy and not breathing hard, and you're wearing a mask for most of the time, is a much lower risk activity than many things, like being.
no,
cheap
I
and
agree,
towel
but
on
I'm
an
saying
airplane
you,
for 5
you
hours.
you made a point. Tenet was playing. I had to go. Well, guess what? I know a lot of people that will just have to go to Florida.
Right.
Like, that's it.
But those people
They'll
are always
have
going to
to
travel.
go.
I'm talking about the people who get away for the weekend, who aren't regular travelers or wouldn't
Well,
be.
listen, there is no one who isn't a regular traveler that like goes that they're like, oh, I'm just going away for the weekend. Like,
I mean, I'm not wired like that.
Who
I don't
is that
like
person?
travel.
No,
I mean,
tell me who the person is that regularly goes away for a weekend but is not an avid traveler.
Not regularly, but there are many. You see all the time people say, "Oh, we just
Give me
decided to
an
go away this
example.
weekend."
Give me an example of someone you know from your real life.
You know that this is true. That
No,
people
I
just
don't, because
decide-
I'm someone who does do exactly what you're saying. I mean, pre-kids, my wife and I would go away for the weekend.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Young married couples before they have kids.
Yeah.
that's right.
And we would.
I'm not. Now, see, I'm
but,
not a traveler.
But I would be an
My
avid
mind
traveler.
doesn't
Like
work that way.
every month, we'd go to Montreal for the weekend, or we would go to Chicago for the weekend, or we'd boot down to Boston for the weekend and just take the round trip back. Just go there because the flights are cheap. I would say that's a pretty avid traveler. Beyond the fact that I'm traveling for work all the time anyway.
Yeah, so I just don't know whether that'll be inculcated in people who are 22 and 23. Whether that'll happen.
I don't know.
don't
I
know.
assume the 22, 23-year-olds are still like that. I know are still going to be excited to like go to Niagara Falls for a weekend of casino and Sundowner.
Yeah,
Like they're the 23-year-olds. They're going to go out.
It all strikes back to if travel is down, that means more people were affected monetarily by the pandemic, which they have been. But
Oh, that's a huge part of it.
That's going to be the biggest part. If people can actually afford to do this stuff, if people can afford to do it, travel's going to be at an all-time high.
I had an incident this week.
Oh, with Tim?
No.
Oh, well, let's start with yours. Yours sounds fun.
No, I don't know if it's fun.
Well, let's hear about it. You can talk to us.
So I was just out and about without my mask.
Okay.
And I understand that. Listen, no game, no mask, no game, no mas, whatever. But I just how do I put this? I literally just I went to the Harveys and I opened the door and they got like
The
the
2 for $6 deal?
hamburgers.
Yes,
And I'm
yes, I
like-
saw that. I wrote that down in my journal
Hold
out
on.
and saying I have got to go to Harvey's
And
this
I'm a
week.
plain
It's
guy,
2 for
Pat.
$6 week.
I'm a plain guy, like just a little ketchup. I don't even want you to actually put anything on it. I even said nothing. Oh,
So you
sorry.
weren't wearing your mask in the restaurant?
No,
You're
I didn't
shocked
go
that-
in. No, sorry.
You
Now I'm
passed
just
up on the lawn
shit.
pickles.
I
They
gotta
got the
go
lawn
back.
pickles.
I gotta go rewind. They wouldn't help me, but I literally opened the door and it would have been like $8.80, and I said like $10. Like just put ketchup in the bag, 2 cheeseburgers. Like come bring it to me. Here's the $10. The guy wouldn't do it. The guy wouldn't
shitty.
do it. And
That's
I called him an asshole.
They should also
Yeah,
have,
that's also pretty shitty.
No, like what the hell, man?
they should have disposable.
So should I have
masks
like gone
available
in
for
and
customers.
just like
No,
done
no,
this?
you don't want to be the shirt over the face guy.
Like, is that what you wanted me to do?
Well, the Starbucks next to the office here, they have masks there if you forget
Smart.
yours. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
that's what you should have. That's
Harvey's
what you
not
should have.
super sharp, man. That's why there's not many of them
Keep the
around.
change.
Long pickles.
I literally
What if-
like make it easy. I could loiter outside. I don't want anything on the burger. I'm just a ketchup guy, but I'll just usually say plain and put ketchup in the bag because I don't get other condiments. They think just because I have ketchup. No, I just want a normal amount of ketchup.
They
It's
make
just
it-
the
they make
only
5
condiment I
million
want.
They make their burgers 5 million ways.
I don't
Jeff,
give a
with the
shit,
all-plain
Pat.
route.
I don't give a shit.
I will say that if I am the owner of Harvey's, I am instructing my employees to not do what you wanted them to do, because then you're just going to have assholes lining up trying to do this the entire day.
What do you mean, assholes? There's no
should
one
be
around.
offering masks
This
to
is
their
like when
customers.
I
I
agree
asked, when
that-
I
I
was
agree
like
that-
12 years old and asked Dominic Hasek for his autograph, and he said no, and I called him a prick.
I can understand why.
There's no one around. I get if there's like other people. There's no one in the restaurant. There's no one like waiting to come into the restaurant. Cheeseburgers, plain, $10, no change. Asshole.
Hopefully, he doesn't watch the show.
Don't
I can
give a
understand.
shit.
I can understand not
I'll
doing
go back
it.
to that location and
He
I'll
doesn't
rip
watch the
that
show
guy
because
with
if he
the other
watched the
staff.
show, he would know that Jeff was going to ream him out for this. So he definitely doesn't watch the show.
When I said I got an incident this week, I wasn't expecting to get this worked up about it.
I'm shocked you're that worked up because Harvey sucks. So there's
No,
that.
their 2 for $6 is worth the money. Those are
No,
they
it
flame
does
broil
suck.
those
It does
burgers
suck,
made to
but it
order.
was cheap, convenient. It's just what I wanted.
Well, it wasn't so convenient, was
And
it?
they got this generic, listen, it's not great, but it's got this generic taste that sometimes I just
Yes.
crave. I'm not like Tim, where that might be the best thing like in town. I could go to other places, get a premium burger. Premium.
Not what you wanted.
But sometimes I just want like I know what it tastes like, and that's what I wanted.
I like
so
Hardee's.
generic.
They're not the best.
Not the
For
best.
American viewers, they're a Canadian fast food chain that gives hamburgers. They also have like special condiments that you can get, like the hot peppers and the big Harv sauce and the long pickles.
It's just
which
a
I am
burger.
a
It's
big
just-
fan
yeah.
of.
Anyway.
I agree with you that they should, if they're going to require you to have masks to come into the store, that they should have, just for their own business, they should provide the mask at the beginning. But then, like, I saw people stealing the mask from the Starbucks, and like the Starbucks guy was like, "You can't take all the fucking masks."
because they're like,
asshole."
nah, I can have a few extra.
It's like
right?
walking into
Keep 'em in my
Costco. If you
car.
walk into Costco, they hand you a mask if you haven't got one.
What if you?
Okay,
what
here's
if
the problem.
person,
I go to
you know
this
what, Paul,
Harvey's
talk?
though.
What if the person handing out the masks infects the masks?
What do you mean?
Maybe
Well,
that's why.
You
If
just have
like
a box
if somebody
of masks on a table.
somebody who's like giving out the masks has COVID, then everybody is just putting this thing on their face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not walking if I don't have the mask and there's like a bin of masks there. I'm not taking a fucking mask out of the bin and putting it on my face. I'm not doing that. I'm just not going in.
Some of them have like plastic, like they're in like.
Yeah, if they're in their own individual casing, I will take one and open it and put it on. But if
I agree.
if it's like
You
a
know what?
stack of masks,
That's a great point because this Harvey's is owned by.
You gonna name check the guy?
No, it's like Cara Foods. They own tons of restaurants in Canada, like Swiss Chalet and Cal. This is a huge corporation. They should have masks.
I agree.
This isn't like a one-off dude. It's nothing special, the place. But this is like a convenient location for me, Pat.
Maybe if you talked nicer to him and didn't call him an asshole.
No,
true.
I
No,
was
it's not like you
no,
didn't
no.
mean
maybe
Jeff.
maybe you
It wa-
could have
no,
got
I
a
didn't go
mask out
straight
of
to
the
assholes like,
situation.
dude,
You gotta.
You don't even have to give me change. I don't want anything on the burger.
So now, where did you go afterwards, Jeff?
I just went home.
Cried
Hungry.
about it.
I don't even
Really? See,
remember.
that's more discipline than I
Maybe
would have.
I did. I don't
know.
know.
I would have gone to Burger King then or something at that point.
Yeah,
There's an
just
A.
show
There's an A
Harvey's.
and W.
And then-
Honestly, it's a block. There's a Duke's and an A and W. I could have gone anywhere. I don't know. I was really thrown for a loop, and I like that location. And then there's a guy there that I pretend to like the Raptors and talk with him about them sometimes.
God. I took an Uber today, and I must say, pandemic Ubers, top notch. If you're wearing a mask, if they're wearing a mask, they don't say a word to you. It's fucking fantastic. I can get my work done in the back. It's terrific times.
So now, trust me, this guy's prickly to begin with.
Sounds like you're kind of prickly to begin with.
So
No.
are you done with this location, Jeff? Or are you going to have to like scope it out? And if he's not there, you can go in. But if he is there, can you show your face again after calling him that?
I'll
the
really
resolution
need.
here?
Well, you
I'll-
won't be able to recognize him because if Jeff goes in, he'll have a mask on.
Oh, dude, a guy literally, I was wearing a mask and my shades and like a hooded sweatshirt. And he goes, I don't want to walk by you in an alley. Like, look at me. Who am I? I don't know. Listen, when you got a craving, you got a craving. That's a question I can only answer when I have like the craving for that generic Canadian taste.
Harvey's Burger.
Are they not on like Uber Eats or DoorDash or anything? Skip the dishes?
Yeah, I'm not.
Can't get 2 for $6.
Hey, I mean,
Off
if they
of
have
there,
the deal at the
bud.
store, then you can get it there. It wouldn't be for $6 because you'd have to pay a delivery fee. But
Exactly. 2 for $6 is a great deal.
It
It
is a
really
good
is.
deal.
I saw that on TV during Monday night last night, and I was like, "Oh God, that has got to be on my list of." I like to make notes in my.
It's
journal
actually
places
on
I'd
for.
like
It's
to
actually.
visit. No, you know what? Never mind. People don't need to know that.
It's
No,
on for 3
Can you let
weeks.
Tim? Can you let Tim talk? Do you hear what he just said?
I'm
Did
sorry.
you hear what he said?
Your fast food list of places
Tim
to
saw
visit.
a commercial on TV for shitty Harvey's that they had a 2 for $6 burger deal, and he wrote it down in his fucking journal. What else are you writing down?
I often will write down things on advertisements that I see of items I might like to purchase.
Can you
Remind
give
myself?
Can you give us some insight to what's made that list so far?
Well, Eastside Mario's has a buy one get one free pasta meal. I'll put that
Not a
in
good
there.
deal.
DQ has this new Blizzard that I'm desperately interested in trying. Even
You're
though
not.
I know
You're
I
not
can't.
allowed to have.
I know I
Blizzards.
can't, but they have this caramel apple pie Blizzard. And I wonder what that would taste like. So I know I can't, but I wrote it down anyway.
You with Blizzards are just like, it's like Bubbles on the wire. Like when he's walking around and all of a sudden they're giving out 2 vials for the price of 1. Can't help himself.
When did Tim tell us? Did he get like a coffee from Dairy Queen just to look at the menu?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I went through the drive-thru just so I could look at the menu. Well, this happened not that long ago. Anyway, doesn't matter what I'm up to. Anyway, so when I see things on TV, it's not just food. I'll see like clothing on sale I might like to purchase, or just various advertising, or like a vacation, stay and play golf somewhere. I go, that's interesting. I'll write it down.
2 things. All right. So I want to go back to those 2 things just for a second. One, what was the latest entry you have for deals on clothing, and where was that from?
There was something at Old Navy that I thought was pretty sharp looking.
What was it?
It doesn't matter what it was. I thought it was cool looking.
And what
It's a pair of shoes that were gray and sort of suede like. I thought they would be neat.
Sweet like. Also, the golf vacations. Which golf vacations have you found?
There are some nice golf courses on this part of the country, places like Capit Lift, Cliffs, and stuff like that have offered deals or whatever. You go, that's interesting. And then sort of write them down. Either it's on TV or I see them online or whatever. I'll just write. If I remember them, I write them in my books just so that I have you can't remember all the advertisements that you see. So,
well, why don't you just tell Siri, your best friend, and then she'll write it down for you.
No. Anyway, but food is the thing that I probably write down. Them just like you see deals, right? Oh, that's a hot deal. I better take advantage of that while it's out.
Hot deals.
Like, remember a couple of years ago when 7-Eleven had those like pops on for like $2? Like
Nope.
you get like 3.
Can
Jeff
assure you I don't.
Jeff will. And like I wrote this down because I was living near a 7-Eleven at the time. Thinking, I can go get a bunch of Diet Cokes for cheap here. And like I did. Like, so I remember these are I cashed in on
a good deal because they made fun of this commercial once, and Tim said, "Oh, I do that." But I'm like, why does
Couldn't you just go to the grocery store?
Yeah,
or the
that's when
supermarket
buy
and
like
buy
a
it for even
case of
cheaper?
24 for like double what he pays for.
Sometimes.
He pays for like 8 colas, which you'd get like 24 for.
Depends on the time of like
You got
there
me,
are times
like,
you can
watering.
get the 1 liters for like 69 cents.
So I don't understand why you're looking for deals, because this brings me to the point that I wanted to come to, is that you told us that you don't think that $500,000 a year as a salary is a lot of money.
So that's a partial truth. What I said
But you're looking for $6
What I
for 2
said
burgers
was-
and writing it down.
What I said was $500,000 a year isn't much of a salary for a social media influencer.
Okay, Jeff, did you hear what he just said? $500,000 a year isn't a lot of money for a social media influencer.
No, how much do you think Kylie Jenner rakes in? Do you think she's raking in $500,000 a year? I don't think so.
She's so beyond an influence.
This is like Tim saying that the average actor salary is $25 million a year because
I don't think that's
The
true.
Rock makes $25 million a year. You took
No, I don't
basically
think
the
that that's
biggest celebrity in the world and said, yeah, she probably doesn't make $500,000 a year. You know what, Tim? You are correct. To think
For
that
someone who's influencing products of major companies, I'm sorry. I don't think that someone.
Yeah, but she had a reality show before that.
But
like she was.
Don't worry about Kylie Jenner. Worry about that he thinks that the average influencer on Instagram makes $500,000 a year. That is so ludicrous.
If that's your job is to influence product, you better be making more than $500,000. As I said in our thread, who are you influencing with $500,000? The guy at the Lexus dealership when you buy your base model? Like, who are you impressing? Who are you influencing with $500,000 a year?
Sorry, Tim Too Rich.
Why don't you go make that Instagram money if it's so easy?
Yeah, if it's so easy
I
to
don't
make
think it is easy.
Okay.
I think it's hard, but like to be an influencer, to be worth the name, you probably should be earning over $600,000 a year to be an influencer, right? I mean, how are you influencing anything if you're only making $350,000 a year? Like, I just doesn't. It seems to me like that's just not enough.
Some of these influencers,
And this is not a
literally,
too
like,
rich take
live
at all.
for-
This is a
they
really
just-
too rich. This is either I'm a complete fucking moron take
Yeah.
or Tim Too Rich
No,
take.
I agree
Take
with
your
Pat.
pick.
Tim,
The average like Instagram influencer probably makes like $20K a year.
and they
Why
get
else is a
like
person.
and they get like
Because
40K
it's not their,
in like free
full-time
shit.
job, Tim.
They get like free shit
Yeah.
more so than like actual money. They're gonna like stay at a hotel and say, "Oh, it's great here."
Yeah, get a free trip out of it.
But
Or
they
you probably
don't-
have to pay for your trip. You get the free stay.
Yeah, but they don't
Like if
get.
you were a full-time person on the Cameo, you don't think you could make, if
What
you
is
were
that?
popular, like $1 million a year?
Yeah,
You can.
you can if you're. I don't know. I don't even know to make $1 million a year on. I'm on
No,
Cameo.
not
you
a
can
million.
book Pat Mayo on Cameo right now. Cameo.com/thepme. I do well on Cameo. I'm not gonna make a career out of it.
Not $1 million, but like there's one of like Howard Stern's like.
So what you're saying is that at the very high end, the 1% of people on Cameo could make $1 million a year. Do you think that most people on Cameo can do it as a full-time job? No. Like, what world do you live in?
No. I don't want to be accused of being some patrician here who thinks like that. I don't want to be Lucille Bluth, who doesn't know what a banana.
That is
Like, I'm
what
not-
you are right now. Apparently,
No,
because
I'm just saying-
we asked him
It's a
this
great
through
analogy.
through a text thread. That I asked him, I was like, what percent? Because he thought that we went and looked at the demographics of what people make. Because he was saying the $500,000 not a lot of money.
for an influencer.
It's so much money for an influencer.
It's a ton of money for a regular salary. In fact, it's a lot more than a ton. It's a lot.
Why do you think that influencers make all this money? Like, I just don't.
Well,
I don't
that's
get
who
that
they are. Like,
correlation.
like you go on, I watch eTalk Daily or Entertainment Tonight, and I see these people come on hawking product or whatever.
Yeah, do you know
They're
why
Those are
they're
celebrities.
No,
not
he's not even talking about
influencers.
celebrities. He's talking about like if they're talking about like a certain, I don't know, some shit product on the internet, like some piece of makeup, they'll have an influencer to come on and talk about it. Tim thinks that these influencers get paid to go on like Entertainment Tonight to talk about this stuff. No, they're there to try to sell the product.
I think they got to be making bank.
They're not, Tim. Some are. Very few are. Most, absolutely not.
Anyway, that was my point. $500,000 is a huge amount of money.
If someone
But
would
it's
like to
not
pay
that much
Pat
for
Mayo $500,000 a year to influence something, I will gladly take that. Gladly.
So,
Most
I-
people get paid influence-wise, either in product or if people sign up through their link, they get like 7% of each sale.
Tim, you should get on Cameo because I'm sure people would just hire you to like curse their or their league mates' teams and stuff like that.
That's true. There's a very viable market for
There's
Tim,
a market there for you.
anti-influence business where brands should hire Tim to advertise their rivals.
That's amazing.
Like, how much do you think Rick Moranis got there last week to advertise that new cell phone company? I bet you got a huge amount of money.
Why do you think that every person in the world is a celebrity?
Well, I don't think everyone is a celebrity, but it seems to me if you're an influencer, you've got to have some celebrity status to begin with in order to influence the popular culture towards a product.
That's
Like,
not
you've
true,
gotta
though.
be a
Like,
celebrity.
No, you don't, because technically my job is an influencer. I get paid to be an influencer, either by.
But you do so much more than being an influencer.
Sure,
You're not just
I
going on the Instagram.
I actually have to create content around it too. But that's technically my job.
You're not just going on the Instagram and saying, "Oh, I love Lay's potato chips," and getting a big sack of money for it, the way that a lot of these influencers are.
That's not what happens. Oh my god. You really have strong opinions about things you know nothing about. It
Well, it
really,
just seems to me that
it really puts into question anything you talk about.
Well, that's fine. I don't care. I'm just saying this is just coming straight out of the id. These are the things that I'm thinking.
It's so crazy. And it came down to the Doug the Pug makes approximately $500,000 a year, which I'm pretty sure he makes way more than that. But at the same time, a lot of money for a dog
Yeah.
and an Instagram account. And he has Doug the Pug has what, like,
Bet you the dog who played the Littlest Hobo made more money than that.
I bet you he
You
didn't.
know
I
what's
bet you he was
crazy,
just
Pat?
shot out back. But at the same time, like Doug on Instagram, I think has like 4 million Instagram followers.
All bots.
Not all bots. We did a Twitter audit. Tim is just making stuff up again. But at the same time, like to get $500,000 a year, and there's like major brands like Mercedes. He's in movies. He's making draft picks in the NFL, and that's 4 million. That's a lot of Instagram followers for a like actor. Most influencers aren't actors or anything. They're like bloggers in a very specific niche for like yarn.
Maybe I don't know what an influencer is then. That may be the problem. To me, an influencer is like a celebrity who basically endorses products.
So you
that's
think,
not
so
what
you
an
think being an
influencer is.
influencer is a celebrity,
A
like
spokesperson.
a movie actor?
Like Alec Baldwin doing a credit card commercial.
Yeah,
well,
that to me is like influencing the public to like get a
that's
master.
being in a fucking commercial.
Well, that's why I'm saying I may just be off the mark about what an influencer is.
You're an idiot.
Dennis Haysbert isn't an influencer.
He's an all-state influencer. Oh my God. Imagine living the world through Tim's eyes and thinking what he thinks and living his truth. What would that be like?
I get my burgers.
I'd love to have the confidence thinking I could get 10 yards on 3 carries.
The confidence in things you know nothing about but are very concrete in what you think.
Well, if life has taught me anything, is that if you can fake sincerity, you've got it made. Somebody said that once. I think that's right.
Is that why you make $500,000 a year?
I wish I made that kind of money. I mean, I still couldn't buy many of the things I want, but it still would be nice.
We need a list of things that
Well,
Tim wants.
I can't buy my Gulfstream with $500,000 a year.
You don't even like going anywhere.
No, but I like the idea if I had a Gulfstream.
My Gulfstream.
You hate travel, but you want a private jet.
But it would be
not
nice to
just
have
a private jet.
A Gulfstream.
Like as if it was like a Honda jet.
There'd be 2 day Class A for him.
Well, if you're going to buy a jet.
But anyway, we were talking about privileged Tim. So we asked him, like, how many people, like percentage of people you know do you think make over $100,000 a year? This is how the conversation ended up going into it. He was like, I don't know, like 80%.
I don't know. I don't ask people what they make. It's none of my business.
Well, apparently you have a good estimation of what things are worth.
I'm just guessing. I don't know. I don't think. I also didn't say 80%. I just said I don't know what people make. I don't ask what people make. It doesn't matter to me. There's a lot more to life than money.
Apparently, when $500,000 isn't a lot of money, of course it is.
Well, but it'd be hard for me to get,
you and your friends are going around having money fights with people.
No,
with each
but
other.
like to have the villa that I'd like to have, and like the hobby farm, and a Gulf Stream, and you know what? This makes me sound like Chester J. Lampick, so I'm going to stop.
Sorry, once Tim like invents an app and sells it for like 40 million.
I like that he knows what Instagram influencers make, but doesn't have Instagram or has ever been on Instagram.
No, I mean I work 24 hours a day trying to craft my Twitter art. I haven't got time for other apps.
Trying to what?
Craft the art of being good at Twitter.
It's been 10 years. I think you might want to take up a new hobby.
No, that is my hobby. Twitter has become my hobby.
Maybe you need a better hobby, like learning things before just opening your mouth and just saying utter nonsense.
I learn a lot, know a lot.
Do you? Or do you think you know a lot?
I know quite a bit. I've read a lot. I'm disappointed in a lot of you. Not you two, the listeners. The other night, it was either Friday night or Saturday night, tweet was flying around the internet, the proper way to cook your bacon.
Oh my
and I provided what I think is objectively the correct way to cook your bacon, which was number 5 or 6. I don't know if we can get that photo up.
As burnt as possible.
Pretty black, pretty dark. 5 is fine where it's a little less dark, but crispy. I want my bacon so it snaps. That's
Like
how
your
hard
toast.
I want it. Yeah, and the thing is, I grew up in a household where number 2 and number 3 were how bacon got cooked. Slimy
this
almost.
is Tim's version of rebellion, by the way.
I am very disappointed in you people who seem to like raw bacon. Like your bacon should be hard. It should be crispy. You know, when you buy potato chips, it's not called soggy bacon. It's called crispy bacon or smoky bacon. That means that it's got like crisp and crunch to it. That's the way it should be done. It's delicious that way. A lot of you people want slimy, undercooked bacon.
Okay,
and
so the actual consensus on the bacon chart from 1 to 6 is the correct answer of 3, 4, or 5. I can see 4 would be my preference because I do like everyone kind of likes bacon a little bit crispy, but not like I don't want to eat my slice of bacon and have it snap in half when I'm eating it. Like that's
what I want. That's what I want.
So you'd rather just take it and crumble it up and put it on things. So why don't you just buy like pre-processed bacon bits out of the thing?
Done that. You know what? No, I'm not telling that story.
Oh, please.
Do it.
You can't say you're not telling the story on the show and not tell the story.
I once just ate bacon bits.
What do you mean?
There was nothing in the house, so I just ate bacon bits.
Like you just took like handfuls of
Yeah,
them?
like they come in like that. Well, like you're talking about the hard ones, right?
Like
Yeah,
that you would like
it's
shake on a
embarrassing to tell
salad
the
or
story.
something,
Yeah, like you
right?
shake it. In did you put some get some Parmesan cheese and like shred it up into your hand, put some bacon on it, and just stuff it in your mouth?
Tim,
No, I poured it in a bowl and I ate it with a spoon. I know. I shouldn't tell this. I don't know why I told that story.
was it this?
It only happened one time. but I was desperate and I was hungry. I've been out drinking. And I came home and I was hungry and I had no food in the house. And I was like, screw it. And I unscrewed the thing at the top and poured the bacon bits in a bowl and I ate it with a spoon. I'm not proud of it. I shouldn't have told this story. I have to stop telling these stories. This is not good.
Exceptionally hard food, not good being drunk food.
Well, yeah, but any port in a storm, if that's all you've got.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I've ever been in a situation in my life.
Yeah, there it is, Jeff. Six is the way to go.
No, 4 or 5.
Honestly,
Three is
I
acceptable.
I would say
too.
3 or 4.
Yeah,
I can
3
even
or
go a
4.
3 or 4 is the answer to this question.
Yeah, if you give me like 1 or 2 loose strands that ended up like
I don't
5,
see the difference
I'd eat them happily. But yeah,
I will say I'm far more prone to eat 6 than I would be 1 because 1 is literally uncooked.
I was going to say, I don't see the difference between 1, 2, 3, and even 4.
What the fuck are you talking about? Do you
They're
need
all
glasses or
slimy.
something?
They're all kind of slimy and undercooked.
no,
4 is clearly
4
not
looks
undercooked at all.
perfect.
I think 4 I would eat. I would
If
not be
3,
thrilled
like
about
if
it,
I
but
held
I would eat.
3 up,
And it was good
and it
firmness?
held its like
Yes.
consistency,
3
that would be ideal. to be
Optimal
honest.
3. 3.5 is what we're looking for.
Because I want to gnaw on some straight fat too. I don't want like the
Oh,
fat
monster.
hardened.
How
No.
can you eat bacon and not enjoy eating fat?
I prefer the flavor of it, but I like it's hard and crispy and crunchy.
You know what?
Yeah, because he ate bacon bits with a spoon. Yeah.
See, I wish I hadn't said anything. I knew I shouldn't say it. I have to next time go through this and like pre-say what I'm going to say and excise this out of my vocabulary.
Rehearse for the show before you come
I have
on.
to start. I have to, so that I don't say these things. So this is not good.
Paul?
Like Jeff has won the insane person mantle, and I don't want to give it back.
Yeah, you just did.
Tim,
Paul?
this actually matters. Was it the simulated bacon bits or was it the real bacon bits?
You think Tim buys real bacon bits? Are you kidding me?
Oh god, the simulated ones eating them straight is disgusting.
It's like
I
eating-
have
it's like
eaten
eating
the
Pebbles.
bacon bits that like the real like bacon bits.
You'd be
Like, I've
better
just,
off
like, dumped
getting,
it out
like,
of the
ready
bottle into my
cooked,
mouth before.
Like 5
Okay,
seconds.
so Paul essentially has done something very similar to
but-
me, so I don't feel nearly as strange as I did.
Oh no.
But it was
Paul,
the real bacon. like,
I've never sat down and eaten the real bacon
the
bits.
simulated
but
ones. That's
The
kind of
real bacon bits are like because they're a bit soft.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the,
like,
the
it's
thing
real
about the
bacon.
simulated bacon bits is they're hard as a fucking rock. It's like eating pop rocks or
are
nerds.
terrible. Also terrible.
I could go for some
Trash food.
nerds.
I don't like nerds, but
I don't like any sour candy.
nerds aren't sour.
They can be.
So all nerds are off the table because Skittles are
I
off the
don't like- I
table.
just never
'Cause
liked
you can
nerds.
buy Skittles that are sour.
What were the hard fruit flavored candies? I like the hard
Runts.
little bananas.
Runts.
Runts.
Gross.
The banana runt was one of my favorites.
That's nut
Man, I
low.
could eat-
That's like your orange,
That
your
was so
yellow
delicious.
starburst. You suck, man.
No, I don't. What?
The
Banana
the
runts were
banana
fantastic.
runt is literally like the runt of the litter.
Oh, I loved it. I could eat a whole bag of them.
No, the little
With
lime
simulated
ones
bacon
or
bits.
cherry
Maybe
ones.
mix some
or
orange juice into
ones.
that, and you'll be good to go. Any more egregious takes for this week?
I don't know if that any more egregious.
Oh, I
takes.
meant
mean,
to. I meant to ask you. I haven't been over to your place in a while. Do you have cutlery and like real plates yet, or are you still using paper plates?
I have cutlery and I have some disposable stuff too, and I have regular stuff.
What do you use?
Depends on what I'm eating. Like it depends. Like if I'm eating something nice and good, then I'll use the plate and the knife and
So
So
never.
never.
But like if I've like ordered pizza or something, I'll just eat that off disposal. In fact, I'll even some pizza places, if you know what you're doing, will just throw it. You just ask for free plates and they'll give them to you. I don't even need it for the pizza. I've got plates at home. They'll
I
give me
mean,
the free.
Pro tip: get some free plates from the pizza place.
I see what he's saying, but I did still roll my eyes at it.
When was the last time at home you used a paper? Like paper plates are for like kids' parties.
If the wife and kids, Jeff, were gone for like 2 weeks, I guarantee you by day 4 you'll be on disposable plates.
No, not disposable. I got these like plasticky plates that I don't want
You
to.
guys are incompetent.
See, by
on
day
your
4,
own.
No, I
Same
have-
would be the case with.
When was the last
You'd
time
be
you
the
lived
same.
on your own? 12 years ago?
It's been a
Have
really.
you ever lived on your
No,
own?
it's been a really long time, but I wouldn't use paper plates.
You can't
to
just use
me-
a normal plate, like a regular person?
I'm just a weirdo. Like I would eat pizza on like a piece of on a plate, and I would just think I could just use that plate again tomorrow. I only ate pizza.
Yes,
on
exactly.
it.
I would feel the same way.
My
It's like,
wife is appalled by that.
it seems too fancy to be taking a plate out of the counter just to use it for a slice of pizza. Right?
Yeah.
Seems like using
Like,
a
honey,
queen's
you're
china
going
to
away.
have a cup-
I'll just rock this plate again tomorrow, or like for
That's
when
it.
I
I feel
snack and play video games later. Don't
You
don't
and I
wash
are
it.
See,
one radical on
think
this.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not above doubling down on a plate if I don't think it's dirty. I probably wouldn't leave it for a day and then go use it.
Fair.
But if it was like if I had a slice of pizza and then like an hour later it was still on the counter,
And you
I would
know-
probably use that plate again.
Yeah,
It's my
it'd be
plate.
like-
But like if I'm
I
eating
had a
toast,
couple
I'll just eat the
slices.
toast- I'll just eat the toast out of my hand over top of the sink.
But it's
I
also
won't
one
even
of these
bother with a
things
plate.
with like the pizza.
So you use your sink as a trough, basically.
Well, just the crumbs will fall into the sink and it just washes down.
Do you
what?
know how to use a dishwasher?
I know how to unload a dishwasher and I know how to load a dishwasher. I don't know how to get it started. That's the thing I don't have.
What are you talking about getting it started? What do you think? It's a steam engine?
He can't start the barbecue. How does he get start a dishwasher?
I know how to load them, and I actually have like.
Well, congratulations, Tim. You know how to load a dishwasher.
I know to load from the back.
Sorry,
load
but
from
what
the
don't
front.
you know how to do? Put like the little soap ball
I'm never
in?
sure like how much soap to put in, or
Don't
if
they
you
give?
just-
It's all tabs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
He's
like
not-
which
he
buttons
doesn't
do
like
you
tabs.
pick? Like there's like a bunch of buttons, and I get all
Yeah,
confused. I'm
most
like, oh,
most of them
Literally,
just have a
like-
button that
yeah.
says "Start" and you press that.
What are
anyway.
You're
What are you
not going
talking
for some
about with-
extravagant like steam. You could literally like clean. You could just
I've
hit
never
the
really
one.
tried. Put it this way, I've never really tried.
What are you
When just,
talking?
like, when you're
Oh, sorry. What are you talking
ahead.
about with load the back and not the front? I didn't.
You-
you start with the back of your dishwasher and you load from the back to the front.
Yes,
That's
Tim,
how it's supposed to be.
Tim is correct in that.
Yeah, no, that
circumstance.
makes sense. But
I mean, you can load it any way you want. It really doesn't matter.
It's just
You
like
really
should put all your
are- you
spoons
really
in
are
one
in a,
part of
like,
the
a
thing,
true
and all your knives
elitist.
in another, and all your forks in another, and business end up.
You really are like an elitist. You don't know how to work basic appliance.
Well, I know. Okay, fine. Guilty is charged. I don't know how to work it. And usually when you're by yourself, I'm like, I've only made a little bit
More
of mess,
reason to figure that
like
out.
3 or 4 plates. Then I'll just clean the plates by hand with soap and water, and it's fine.
I don't know if I trust you like hand washing things. Doesn't seem like you'd be very thorough.
I am I'm a clean freak. I'm incredibly thorough with these
You
things.
think as a clean freak you would learn how to use some of the things that it was like the time that you used the washing machine and then bailed all of the water out of the washing machine with a cut off 2-liter pop bottle.
Yes, we all know the story. Ha,
I don't
ha, ha.
I don't know
I'm
if
a
people know
moron.
the story. Can you please tell maybe new
No, you
viewers
just
what the
told it.
story is?
First time I used a washing machine, I didn't know there was a rinse cycle. And so it stopped, and I thought it was done, and I opened it up. It's full of water, and I panicked. And I got an old empty Coke bottle, and I cut the top off, and I bailed the water out of the washing machine with the Coke bottle. Because I'm a moron. Are you happy?
Thank you very much.
You know this story, Jeff. Why are you laughing? You've heard this story before.
I didn't know the construction you actually engineered. You took scissors to a Coke bottle.
Well, I wanted to make sure to get as much water into the bottle as possible.
That was actually pretty sharp because I could have seen Tim just like putting the bottle into the water and it would go
Yeah, that would
like
take
3
forever.
hours.
I did actually the very first empty. I did that. And I went, this is going to take forever. So I cut the top off the bottle so you get more water out. Thankfully, the sink was nearby. I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you.
Let's get
But
back.
I still am. I'm a man for the people.
No.
I still,
He's a man
I
of the
believe in
people. If you're ever in a pinch, this is Tim's advice to you, Jeff. Go take some simulated bacon bits, pepper them into a bowl, and then eat them with a spoon.
He's the craziest combination of elitist and schlub.
Yeah, he's rich,
Like,
he's
it's
rich
a-
man, poor man.
It's a hyper collab, as the kids say.
I think that was like an old Adam Carolla bit, rich man, poor
I have
man,
no-
that there are certain things that only really rich people and only really poor people do, like showering outdoors or taking a shit outdoors.
Like, he has such insane standards of others, but doesn't really grasp like
You saying he's a
basic.
hypocrite? No. I refuse to believe that. Here's some things that Tim has told us today, by the way, Jeff. That once again, he was on, he lowered his quota this time, that $400,000 is not a lot of money per year to make. And he said that Starbucks is a hipster millennial outlet. The largest coffee chain in the world is apparently a hipster millennial
No, my
outfit.
point was anytime I've gone recently, in the last year or so, almost without fail, there's some unusual person at the Starbucks. But that's only my personal experience.
Just like, I guess, a new hipster restaurant that came out, McDonald's, Jeff.
Yeah,
That's where all the hipsters go. Just like Starbucks. You know that like hipsters would go to like a free trade beans coffee shop, right?
No, they would love to go to Starbucks. They could take their photo of themselves at Starbucks. So all their friends go, look how authentic he is going to Starbucks. Like just like in an ironic way.
You
Right?
really have
because they like it.
no idea how people live, do you?
They're doing it to be ironic and to be authentic.
No one is doing this.
That this is that whole culture.
Who?
Is about that.
Tell me where you've seen this.
And it all ties into
No.
what I
Tell
was
me
talking
where
about
you
this week.
tell me where you've seen this.
Just you see it online on Twitter and stuff.
Do you?
or
Like,
people-
give me an account
like,
where I can find.
here
this.
I am at
Give
Starbucks.
me one account where we can find
I'm John
this.
Q. Lunch Pail at
Okay,
Starbucks having my coffee.
This
and,
is
you know, all the-
literally how Twitter was used in 2008, like at its infancy.
Well, that would make sense. With Tim would be like almost 15
Like
years behind
where
the
it
culture.
would be like this like status update of like what you are doing, as opposed to now
like a Facebook post in 2005.
Yeah, it was literally like I remember being on Twitter and like Larry Fitzgerald's like, "Oh, I'm at the mall. Like, come say hi."
And Tim was already there, mall walking. Yes, Paul, you had something to say?
Yeah, he called Mr. Millennial. He just called John Q. Lunch Pail. Lunch Pail would refer to like a blue collar kind of person, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but my point was they were trying to make these hipsters are trying to make the point that, oh, look how ordinary I'm being by going to this big coffee shop. Ha ha ha! Isn't that funny? So all their friends sipping their chai lattes in the rain at some obscure coffee grinding place can all have a good laugh with them about how the time they went to Starbucks. Ha ha ha! That's at least how I imagine the culture being.
You imagine really bizarre things that don't exist.
Layers of irony and ironies on top of ironies for some of these people with their fixed gear bikes.
But these
and,
people
you know,
don't exist.
they're
I just
tweeting-
asked you to point me to a Twitter account and you couldn't.
I've seen it.
No, you
I can't-
haven't. You haven't seen it.
I've absorbed
In your
it.
mind movies, when you live your truth, you see it. But outside of that, it doesn't
These are just
exist.
things I recall seeing. I can't give you chapter and verse
Because they never happened. Like you literally make stuff up, then believe it.
No. This is how I remember it being.
Maybe you have a bad memory. Have you considered that?
No, I don't think so. This is not Memento.
Anyway, you had something to say?
Yeah, I have a question, and and perhaps you guys can answer this better than I do, because I've seen this. It happens every year. I see it on Facebook. I see it on Twitter. What is the draw of going out into the country in the fall to see pumpkins and pick apples? And like, is it to have my photo taken doing it? Is it to go see the pumpkins growing on the ground? Like, because I can just go to the superstore and buy a pumpkin. Like, that's not a challenge. Why is it that people feel like, and it's obviously very popular. So there must be a reason that I can't divine why someone would want on a weekend to get in their car and drive out to where there's a pumpkin patch or a maze or a bunch of apple trees.
Oh, hold on.
take them home.
A maze is way different than the other two things that you just
They all
mentioned.
just seem like fall outdoor, quote unquote, like fall activities or autumnal things to do. And I don't see the draw of any of them, and I don't quite understand why they're popular.
Okay. Would you like me to take this one or you to take this one?
I don't. You go.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
We know what you're talking about.
We know what you're talking
It's also, I mean, I can see myself going to an outdoor maze. That actually sounds like kind of fun. That's the whole thing. The maze would actually be fun. The pumpkin picking and the apple picking is like something you do with your wife and kids because it's safe to go to. It's something that'll keep the kids entertained. It gets you out of the house. And not everyone in the world, shockingly enough, watching this show is probably one thing. But most people on a Saturday or Sunday, they got time on their hands. They're not sitting down on their couch and watching football for 16 straight hours.
But what's fun about going to pick up? Like, I've done it in the past, picked apples.
Like, am I having fun? No, but I'm there with my 4-year-old daughter, and
she's
it's
having
like
fun.
a thing.
That's why I'm asking. Like, do kids enjoy this stuff? Like picking apples and
Yeah,
pumpkins?
how many people have you seen go do these things that don't have kids?
Yeah, I've never. I don't just see these.
Except for Tim when you used to go to it, apparently.
No, when
Like,
I
by
was a
yourself.
kid, I would do these things and I didn't enjoy them.
But you don't like leaving your house ever.
Like the pumpkin patch in particular, I just don't get it. Like, why do I want to see a bunch of pumpkins? I can go buy
A
pumpkins.
lot
at
of
the
these
store.
places, Tim, like I don't
It's
know.
not
they'll
really
have,
about
like,
the pumpkin. It's not really
hayrides
about the
and-
pumpkin, though.
But it's
like-
called pumpkin picking, so it is about the pumpkin.
It's not about the pumpkin. Because you just threw apple picking into the same thing. It's
Like,
all the same thing.
In a couple months, my wife and I will take the kids to like a maple syrup farm, and I don't know, we'll walk around
You
and
look at the trees.
the tree. Like I don't know.
How much stuff do you get to do outdoors, by and large? Not a lot. Especially as besides going to the park as a family, like what are outdoor activities that you can bring 2 kids under 5 to go do? That's one. It's relatively safe. They can go around. They're interested in pumpkins or apples or maple syrup and how shit works. Like that's what you go do.
It's something to do with your family without breaking the bank, but Tim wouldn't understand because he's Tim too rich.
Yeah, it is true.
Like I get going to wanting to, I shouldn't say this, but I kind of get like going to, if you want to go away for a fall weekend, like stay at a nice hotel and like get some nice meals and see some sights at a national park or something.
Well, okay, hold on.
No,
I
don't want to do that.
Hold on. What is different between going to a fucking national park and going to like pumpkin picking?
Well, one would imagine better views, some curated stuff, like signs on a walking trail or something.
Oh boy, let's go to this park and stare at the signs. Sweet.
I like to read the signs when I go to places like this. That's how you learn things. Anyway, I mean, I wouldn't want to do it either. Just like driving to the store, I can see the leaves turning on the trees. Like driving to the store, I don't need to go to see the trees. But I know that some people like doing that. I just don't quite understand the whole day trip culture. I guess it's not in my nature for the most part.
Because people like spending time with other people. And this is a place where you can go outdoors. It gets you out of the house. It's something different to go do. And you get to go spend like 4 or 5 hours with either your family or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it might be, or in like a small group. You can go talk. You get to hang out. It's something to go do.
And I'd say this season, I guess it's like an outdoors thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not like going golfing with my niece, nephew, and like sister. But we might go like apple
You could bring the
picking.
kids. She could bring her kids. You guys go apple picking.
Yeah, like it's just one of those things. I guess it's an activity. And like I was saying to you before, a lot of these places, they have like
I fell off
a farm. What?
I was young. We were at an apple picking place and I fell off a ladder. So I have bad memories of apple picking.
Listen, I'm not saying I want to go fucking apple picking or go to a pumpkin patch. I'm with you. It sounds like a horrible time.
Tim,
but it's one of those like baked in family things that you just end up doing.
It's literally one of those things.
That's why I'm asking. I'm not
Tim.
not denigrating it. I'm sure there are good reasons for it. I just can't think of it.
You want the reason? I'll give you the reason.
That you can cut a hole in a pumpkin, it's all slushy inside, and you can fuck it, and it's like a better fleshlight, but cheaper.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's terribly gross.
Okay.
That's awful.
What I was gonna say is that I'll give you a reason. It's my wife says, let's do this, and we'll go early Sunday morning. And I'm like, you have me home by 1 and I can just watch football the rest of the day. I'm not gonna argue about you wanting me to go with you and the kids to pick apples for an hour Sunday morning before the games.
As a loft living millennial, Tim doesn't have to have the considerations of others. It's just all about
he lives
him.
on a lake. He's outdoor anyway. Too rich.
Yeah.
No, none of the stuff. I'm
whoa, hold on. What part of that, what we just said, is not true?
I'm not a wealthy denizen of some big metropolitan city. I'm just asking questions.
Do you live in a loft on a lake?
Yes, but that's not important. What is important is I'm asking why it is that, and now you've explained it to me in some detail, why it is that people seem drawn on a Sunday of all days to go out to do these sorts of things that I just would be wanting to check the scores 24/7 and not be happy about.
There's no games on. I'm checking European golf scores. That's true. And I have been apple picking during the England game when they played like in England, the NFL.
Oh.
But whatever.
That's usually the Chargers game.
No.
They get like one a year over there, don't they?
Jacksonville, for sure.
Yeah, it's Jacksonville, not us.
Anyway, these day trips, I don't know. I guess some people like them. They're not for me.
But again, you hate going outdoors.
I'd rather be inside watching TV.
Yeah, we know.
Or playing golf.
Yeah, but again, like golf is not an activity.
No, I get that. I get it. I
Okay.
get what you're saying. No, I'm not arguing with you. I was asking a question.
All right.
Because I couldn't quite puzzle it out.
I feel like we have successfully answered that for you.
I think so.
I don't know how you couldn't
figure that out on your own.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. I just thought there may be something more going on here than what met the eye.
Yeah,
Some like hot club where we're like apple cider, everyone's banging. some banging
apple cider.
tunes.
Apple cider is trash in all forms.
I don't like apple cider either.
I don't.
Alcoholic apple cider, non-alcoholic apple cider, it's all trash.
I just don't like cider. I hate that when people show up to my place and they bring over ciders because they inevitably they leave some in my fridge and then I'll think it's a beer later on and crack one and be like, ugh.
The odd cider is okay,
No,
but
pass, hard pass.
But I'm not a cider. There are a lot of things I'd prefer. Like it's no White Claw.
I forgot you're all in on White Claw now after being all out on White Claw before you had it.
Yeah, some of us are flexible. We aren't hidebound.
Tim is like a basic bitch, isn't he? With all the things that he enjoys.
What does that mean?
How do you not know what that means? I
I
thought
have
you were
no idea.
I thought you were in tune with the culture.
I like to think I am.
You're
but
not.
I'm not familiar with that sentence.
Well, you can go Google it afterwards. You can go ask Jeeves or whatever's in like your wheelhouse for search engines.
Alta
these days.
Vista.
Alta Vista. You love yourself some Duck Duck Goose, right?
No, Duck Duck Go.
Duck
Yes.
Duck Go. Yes. Have you ever actually used it?
Of course, it's taken off. I
Giant.
predicted it'll be ahead of Bing soon.
Is Bing still exist?
Oh yes, it's Microsoft's search engine. It can never go away. They need it too badly.
When was the last time anyone was on Bing searching stuff through Bing? When was the last time someone searched something that wasn't on Google?
I have in the past.
Like when you ask.
See if I
Jeeves?
get like to get a different perspective. Like I'm not finding what I'm looking for on Google, so that one maybe I'll Bing it or
Well, you think the
DuckDuckGo it. Maybe they'll
browser
have something
gives
else.
you a different perspective?
I mean, it could.
Like they might find something that Google didn't find. Like Google's not God; it doesn't know everything.
Well, Tim likes to go on his fringe message boards with all of his other pals. So you have to use some like alt type search engines to find out what Tim's looking for.
I don't know what that means.
And the people will know what it means.
The other day, I went to the gas station, and maybe I'm just not with it as much as other people are.
Fact.
And I guess that's something that occurred to me that I didn't realize before. What is going on with energy drinks? When did these become like all the rage? Now, I understand, like growing up, we didn't have any. Then the Red Bull came out, and then years later, there was Monster and there's Raw. I know there was like 3. But now there's like 500 flavors of every kind and like flavors that make no sense. And they're massive and they're really pricey. I noticed, like I looked and counted the shelves. There were more shelves of energy drinks than there were of Coke products at the gas station. And I just was apoplectic. I was like, what is going on? Who is spending $4 on some like chocolate flavored Monster Rockstar, or whatever the heck they're called? Like, who wants this? Where's the marketplace for it? Are people really so exhausted they need this extra energy in a world where coffee exists and is everywhere? What's the buy-in here? Is it for millennials who find coffee too bitter, I guess, or unless it's boozy, they don't want it, so they'd rather have a Hawaiian punch flavored Monster drink? Like, I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. I've had, of course, like anyone, I've had the odd energy drink here or there. I don't find them to be all that efficacious. And second, they're too big for the most part. The only one I really can tolerate is the normal regular Red Bull. And even that I'd have very sparingly. I don't get this whole energy drink boom or where the marketplace is for it. I mean, there must be one, but man, I don't see it.
So 3 things on this matter. 1, unlike you, Tim, a lot of people live their life by one simple motto. Keep calm and get fired up. That's what you can do with energy drinks. Number 2, the marketplace for this, I'm guessing, is cocaine is illegal to buy, so you just buy energy drinks instead, and that gets you it's better than your 5-hour energy. And number 3, the marketplace for this stuff is all the same places that you would think it would be, like extreme sports, MMA, that kind of thing are like that's where you see most of the advertising, but even in NASCAR, it's kind of penetrated through it. Just you're not really with it. Well, let me throw it to the
Monsters on Tiger's back.
Yeah, well, let's throw it over to the Pat Mayo Experience lead energy drink correspondent, Paul Shaughnessy. He could probably share you some insights on this one. Well, first off, Tim, they've been around for like a decade or more.
Yeah, Red Bull has.
It's been
Red
around
Bull
for
has.
more
No,
than a
no,
decade.
like,
all of them have. Like Monster, I remember being tree planting like literally 10 years ago.
What was that shitty one we had in the office at Fantasy?
I mean,
Zions?
Like that
Yeah.
was it? Yeah, that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah,
And
no,
I don't
I
even know
mean-
what that is.
I'm long before that even at like tree planting. That's when you could get like regular Monster. That was kind of on the shelves. They have came out with a lot of new flavors. Just the science has improved. I drink
What science?
far too many energy drinks. I mean, just their ability to mix. Now there's all these sugar-free options, like and
mix
like
them
the
with
coffee
booze?
ones that you're talking about, delicious. The chocolate one, delicious. There's a lot of good energy drinks out there. I'm not shocked that you are not a fan of it.
Let me put it this
Tim's
way.
heart can't take it.
I'm not super anti this because on the odd occasion I'll have one, but it's like maybe 2 to 3 times a year maximum.
When you're drinking, is it when you're drinking rum and reds?
No, I'm not someone who drinks rum and reds, which is illegal for a reason. But
It's not
I don't know, I just-
illegal.
at the bar you cannot purchase.
No,
it
but you
mixed.
can
have to
purchase
mix it
them and
yourself.
mix them together. It's not like the
Well,
cops
there's
are,
a reason for that. Like
it's not like the
that should be
cops are
sign.
coming in and putting you in cuffs because you mixed a fucking Red Bull with a
No,
rum.
but that should be the sign that this is a really poor choice for you. Anyway, my point is, I don't understand the appetite for a million different flavors of Rockstar or a million different, and some of them the cans are huge. They're like the king cans of pop. I don't know who's going in for this. I'm sorry.
Me.
I don't.
yeah,
I
people
don't
who
see-
need energy.
There's lots of different ways to get energy.
That's one of them. That's what people are choosing as the way to get their energy.
I don't know.
Man,
I
you can make some like baller mixed drinks to get you fired up with like vodka and like all of those flavors. Like there's just so many options now, Tim. You're really missing out.
Well, maybe I am, and if I'm not with the times, I suppose they'll pass me by, and that's how it is. But there's not just a shelf or two. There's whole coolers dedicated to these darn things. And for example, the gas station that I went to, the DC was tucked away in the back corner. They wasn't given the prime real estate. I'm sorry, that annoyed me. I'm not gonna lie that I should have to go into the back corner. I'm looking for instead. If I want my mocha flavored whatever or my autumn flavored Red Bull, well, that's front and center. Here you go. But anyway, I don't understand it. I think I don't know. I just don't understand it, and it kind of annoys me.
Maybe it's just the extra kick that people need when they're at a gas station.
That's exactly
coffee.
no.
Get a
That's
coffee.
Some people don't like coffee, Tim.
I mean, you
of
can't
course.
get a coffee at the gas, like half of it. Like,
Yeah, you don't
what
wanna buy a
mean?
coffee.
Well, the
at the
ones who
gas
are drinking the coffee flavored Red Bulls like coffee,
Yeah,
obviously.
but the energy
Well, they
drinks
want the
give you an
energy
extra
that's from it.
kick. Like if you're driving late at night, like it's definitely more caffeinated. There's a lot more caffeine in it.
I would actually wager, because they're only going to put out the stuff that sells the most in the most prominent positions. That's why the energy drinks are there. I would wager that energy drinks outsell Coke and Pepsi products at gas stations for that specific reason. That if you want, no one's popping into a gas station to go pick up a Diet Coke unless you're Tim. Most
I'm saying I do it all the time.
I was going to say, most true fans of Diet Coke have that shit at home and they bring it with them. They buy the pallets of it. No one's going buying a 12-pack of an energy drink. They pop in to buy an energy drink and move on their way.
Yeah, but
and
Tim,
you never buy them unless they're on sale. You buy whatever the brand is that is 2 for $4 or 2 for $5 depending on the store that you go to. That's what you get. You never pay $4
and they're
per
always
can.
on sale. There's
there's
always
always
one of the main
brands on
brands has
sale.
always got a 3 for
At
5
least one
or
of
something. Yeah.
And it's not a thing you're going to buy a 12-pack of, because people, especially impulse buying at a gas station, you only really want an energy drink when you have no energy. You're like, oh, fuck yeah, give me an energy drink. It'll perk me right up.
But Tim, you seem like the type of guy that'll your lunch at a gas station is just a missile of Coke and a bag of chips.
Tim's also the same person that if a female comes over the
like the
cockpit
sandwiches.
on a plane, he gets off the plane. He's like, nope, that's not how it was
Hold
in
on.
my day.
Did you just
That's
say you buy
certainly not true.
sandwiches
Not
at
true.
the gas station?
That's just a gratuitous slander. That's not true.
But
And I'm not going to let you just slip on by.
That is the sort of old fogey take that you have.
No, but yeah, a missile of Diet Coke or Coke, I guess if I'm feeling I need the extra sugar or whatever. And I kind of like gas station sandwiches. I know people like to rip on them, but they got to be made that day, and they've actually got to be
How do you
fresh.
know?
Yeah, how do you know?
Because they're gone. If you show up to a gas station at 2 p.m., there are no sandwiches left. They're gone. People have
I
purchased.
don't know. I've never looked.
I can tell you at the
So you have gripes
grocery-
with people buying energy drinks, but you're all in on their sandwiches.
Their sandwiches can be.
Oh, God.
I've said this before. I think gas stations have some of the best food in the country. Not the best, but some of the best. I will stand by that statement. I think it's a fact.
You're a fact because you're living your truth here. Remember earlier when I asked if you had a brain injury? Do you think that you might?
No, I don't think that.
Well, because
I-
you have a
I'm
brain
right
injury.
about
How would you know, right?
I also need to clarify because in the States, a lot of places, like they won't be like as corporate gas stations and they might have some like
Place
actual
in them.
place in them. Tim is literally talking about conglomerate gas stations like an Exxon Mobil that have the
Made sandwiches.
pre-made
Or 7-Eleven.
sandwiches. Yeah, exactly. I just want to make it very
I used
clear
to
what
live
you're
near a
talking about.
7-Eleven, and I probably went to 7-Eleven 6 to 7 times a week.
For a sandwich.
something.
The-
Sometimes,
the
sometimes
only
taquitos.
the
Sometimes
only-
those burgers you put in the microwave. The
Oh.
Castle.
The only other person that I know that does this, Tim, you know who it is, and that's not a good comparison.
That person loves Circle K. They're brand loyal to their gas station.
No, I wasn't even going to say that. I guess we know two people like that, and they are. One of them is a 35-year-old man who won't eat vegetables and lives with his parents. Eats like Tim, and the other one also has brain problems.
I love vegetables.
No, I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm saying these are the people that you're eating like.
Oh. Well, gas stations are convenient and they have good stuff, and
They're also
Whatever.
exceptionally overpriced.
whatever,
Tim, too rich.
Really, what's overpriced? Oh, you spend an extra $1 on a sandwich. Oh no, that breaks the bank.
You go there fucking 9 times a week like you're talking about.
Yeah. I guess you better pass the hat. I spent an extra $1.50 on this.
Didn't he
this
just talk at the
2 liter of
beginning about
Coke
his,
or
like 99-cent burritos and
Yeah.
some shit?
well, but the
Al-
reason you
al-
go
also
to
in
Taco
a
Bell,
time of
Rich,
economic turmoil, Tim just scoffing at throwing money away. No, here's $100 bill to wipe off my mouth with my 99-cent taco. I might as well
No,
light
no.
my cigarette off of it afterwards too.
No, but listen, there's a difference between economizing and like being worried about every single penny. It's okay to be a little penny foolish and pound wise rather than the opposite.
You are
right?
the same person that goes to the grocery store with a flyer to get the fucking deals, yet you go and spend all of the money that you've saved and more at the gas station.
You try to get discounts on dented cans.
No, I won't purchase the dented ones.
Without your discount.
Listen, but there you're going to a grocery store to buy several items. You should economize. Listen, I'm going to a party. I show up at Irving, or at any gas station that you want to name. Okay, a 2 liter of DC to mix with my Bushmills is there. So you know what? Yeah, it's $2.99, not $1.99 like it is at the grocery store. You know what? My heart doesn't break that I spent the extra $1 for the convenience, and it's cold. So what?
But we're not
Like,
talking
come on.
that is a one-off purchase. You just said you were going 8 to 9 times a week.
Well, you couldn't get some of the stuff other places. Like I couldn't get certain brands of things except at that grocery store or
Like
at that
the sandwiches?
That's a Freudian slip at that gas station.
What
I like their sandwiches,
brands
too.
are exclusive to gas stations?
Oh, they have their own exclusive brands. They certainly do. People who know. 7-Eleven makes this brand of potato chip, which is top notch.
Wait, okay.
What's the name of that
I'm
brand?
gonna try this. So
I think it's just 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven's like house brand potato chip.
I think it's pretty good.
I'll try it.
Now I haven't had it in like 3 years, but I thought it was pretty good.
We're gonna have a review next week.
I don't know. He's literally like I'm trying to figure out what his selling point is.
Like I don't eat
just
Lay's because
tastes
they
really
suck.
Literally.
A salted regular Lay's at a party in a bowl, I can kind of get behind, but I would never actively purchase Lay's.
Buying a plain chip.
I don't buy Lay's very often.
Oh no, it depends if you have a dip with it. I want a Ruffles because they're thicker and they
Yes,
maintain the
fine.
dip.
No, but they're
Fine.
both Pepsi products, so I try not to buy them when possible.
You go with 7-Eleven chips. That's where you want to be.
I don't understand.
I actually
plain-
buy these locally made kettle.
Hipster Tim, buy
which are
buy
quite
local.
They're made in New Brunswick and they're quite excellent.
Oh, you picked like the shittiest province in Canada to
Yeah,
buy
but
your
these are
chips
really
from?
good. These are really good chips. I don't. I like my chips really, really, really crispy. And I like when you get like the burned ones in the bag or like the overcooked or overfried ones. Like those to me are like divine. Those are what I look for. I find, Lay's a bit too flimsy. They're okay. Plain Lay's are good. Ruffle, whatever. Ruffles does have the odd good flavor, but give me the give me the no name brand. Like you go to a grocery store, their grocery store brand potato chips are every bit as good, if not better.
I feel like we litigated this like 5 years ago. There are certain products. I would say that 90% of products, brand name versus no name, exactly the same. Like you can save yourself a lot of money by buying the no name brand versus the brand name. But there are certain specialized products that you need. Like when you buy anything that's not Heinz ketchup, it's like a sugar factory. Like it's like when you buy Bounty or like the 2 or 3 top end like paper towels versus the no name paper towels, which have no water retention. So you end up going through it like 8 times as fast because they don't fucking soak anything up. That is one where there's a huge discrepancy. Chips is definitely one of them. Soda would definitely be one of them.
Soda is for sure one of them.
Flavored chips are great. Like the PC brand, not the no name. The PC brand those are just as good, if not better.
But PC ain't no like great value.
Fair. It's not, but it's also not Ruffles, right? This is a very parochial conversation that we're having. I think it's inaccessible to most people.
What? Different brands of chips versus no name?
Well, no, the types that I'm talking up.
I think
you're not talking about no name. You're talking about all brand names.
Plain chips is weird to me buying them, and so is like vanilla ice cream.
I've had them together. It's really good. Learned that from my father and grandmother. I like to dip plain potato chips in vanilla ice cream. It's like getting French fries and dipping them in a vanilla frosty, for example, from Wendy's.
How do you?
Which I think they were advertising about. Not that I've done that because I haven't done that. I know people who, like I saw the ads, but potato chips in ice cream, I've done it.
How do you expect anyone to take you seriously when you say things like this?
Well, listen, I'm here to speak the truth that is as it is to me. Like I'm an open book.
There was a big X in the side of Tim who enjoys dunking his Oreos in orange juice. Siege also agrees after trying it out on Tim's suggestion.
Yes, I noticed that, and gave him the props on Twitter. It's like, see, as usual, I get mocked, I get ridiculed. Someone tries it, and I win.
Yeah,
it's just like the other day, someone put the cottage cheese on Doritos.
Hold on. You win. Did you see who sent that to you?
Whatever. Like,
if there's one person who gets mocked and teased more than you, it's fucking Siege.
If others were to try it, they would agree. Like the gentleman who tried the cottage cheese on his Doritos finally and loved it, like I suggested.
The people who were taking spoonfuls of bacon bits last week.
the CUST challenge for ALS. Gotta eat a thing full of bacon bits. Then donate. Tag 3 people and donate $100. Tim, what's your charity of choice? We'll get this going.
My charity of choice are almost always animal shelters.
I thought you were going to say the GOP.
Yeah, well, they're going to need it soon.
I think we should do that. The CUST Bacon Bits Challenge. We'll pick a charity. Tim.
Like a local SPCA.
Tim, you could be a hero.
How many grams of simulated bacon bits would you have to consume?
Whoa.
Well, I ate the whole jar.
250.
The whole jar? Jesus.
250
I ate
grams?
the whole jar that day.
I don't know. What do you think is how many spoonfuls do you think is good enough? 10? 10 like big spoonfuls of processed bacon bits?
I think you need like the yellow no-name bag. Like 250 grams. Not even in like a container.
Geoff will just donate. He doesn't want to do the challenge.
That'll hurt your teeth.
Oh, yeah. Tim will cover all dental costs associated with the Tim Andercust processed bacon bits challenge.
Oh, I will not. I will do no such thing. It was about those salt grinders. Doesn't everybody have one?
Not everyone has them.
And by everybody, I don't mean everybody. I mean that. I'm being hyperbolic. I mean, a lot of people have.
You mean like many people tell me they have salt grinders.
Like
they're
it's
terrific.
It's not some weird out of the ordinary sort of elite thing. Like quite a few people have these things. That's my point.
Yes, I think the person who told you that 98% of people haven't even heard of them might have also been hyperbole at the same time. I've had one. It was at the beginning of the pandemic. We started ordering our groceries online and getting them delivered. Much better that way. But they didn't have salt. They only had the salt grinders because we needed to think of, we always use kosher salt. So you can come over and enjoy some meals at my house. But I like to pour salt into like a cup and then be able to like either use teaspoons to like measure things if I'm cooking, or just take like a little bit out and sprinkle it on something. Tim, and here's how this got down to it, is Tim has like a salt grinder. I just don't understand what the salt grinder does. Like
It grinds the salt into smaller little
Yeah, you know what? My salt is already pre-grinded.
ground. I like to be able to grind it freshly on top of whatever I'm having.
See, salt.
I have this little device where you push a button and it just does it for me.
You don't even have to do the one where you actually twist it. You have like an electronic one?
Now, I mean,
You're
when I grew up,
elite.
growing up, you had to twist it, but yeah, now I bought one that has batteries, and then you just push the button on the top, and then it just grinds the salt on the meal for you. It's excellent. I like authentic sea salt. That's me. That's what I like. I'm sorry, it's not that expensive. It's not that hard to get, and it's good. So yes, so I made this point, and someone told me that it's like the most like elite thing, and like that's so strange. And I was like, no. A lot of people have these things, and I just wanted to make that point that I'm not a weirdo if I like to grind salt or pepper or fresh herbs.
Well, no. That is two completely different things. Ground pepper and ground salt, completely different.
Well, they come together. Like you get them right next to each other at the store. The salt grinder and the pepper.
You realize that
grinder
they are
right
not
next
the
to them.
same product, correct?
No, but salt and pepper go together. Like they
Not
are
necessarily.
like any chef worth his salt. Joke. Uses salt and pepper on almost everything.
Yes,
Those
but
two spices are
the difference between you and a chef is they measure their salt. You know how Tim does it? Feels like
they don't. They
feels
just
like it
grind
needs
I've
some more
seen
salt.
videos. I've seen videos. They don't measure it. They just, it needs salt and pepper, and it's just grind.
Yeah, Tim, they're professional chefs. They actually know how much is coming out in the grind. You just keep going until you have no taste buds, so you have to have everything over salted.
No,
yeah.
I salt to taste.
So here's the big thing with Tim. Why this ended up coming up? He was apparently making chicken stew, he's making turkey soup, but needed chicken broth for it.
Yes.
But what actually happened, Tim?
I bought the 30% less sodium one.
No. That is not what happened. What did you mean to buy?
I think I meant to buy stock,
But
and I bought broth, which apparently are different things. I didn't know.
It's true.
I didn't know.
So he was
Anyway,
complaining that the low sodium thing, he's like, well, it needed so much more salt. It's like, well, you brought the wrong product.
It did.
You
Maybe
legit
that's what it
bought
was.
something that was not proper for what you were trying to cook with.
Maybe that's what the problem was, but I thought it was that.
I'm
and it's true, the
always
less sodium stuff is just not as tasty. I've had used the less sodium taco mix before, and it's like, this is really bad. Like, yuck.
salt always goes through my hand before it gets on to my food. Just because it's got to be like, you don't want too much and you kind of want it in a direct hit. And eat like there's times where I'll take salt and I'll like sprinkle a little and then I still like
You throw the rest away, yeah.
because like I don't need all this
But
and
Tim's the
whatever.
opposite. Tim like has no taste buds, so he has to put
That's
so
not
much
Like, I would
salt
never,
on
like-
everything. Then why do you need so much salt on everything?
I don't need that much salt. I just like a little bit. Salt brings out the flavor of the food you're eating.
A little bit, sure, but I've seen you put massive amounts of salt. And then you're going on about how you
No.
can't use table salt. What do I live in a diner? You steal fucking crackers from Wendy's.
That's a fair point, but I'm not saying you can't use table salt. I don't.
Yeah,
I
because you're an
haven't in
elitist.
years. No, I prefer the better salts. That's all. And they're not that much more expensive. Come on.
Wait,
I'm
how would
not- I'm not
you
like I'm saying,
how would you
it's not
know
like
what
I'm
the
saying you
price?
have
How
to
would
have
you know what the price is when you already said you don't look at the prices of anything?
Well, I looked it up yesterday when we were chatting because I actually had no idea what it cost.
You're
But
like
it's not
Lucille
I'm saying-
Bluth.
Not like I was saying, you've got to have saffron on a meal or real vanilla bean or it doesn't count. Like, obviously, that would be a very elitist thing to say.
Tim Too Rich coming at you again. Doesn't even look up
It's
prices.
not- no,
He
it's
just
not that.
buys. Just buys.
No. Well, I do.
That's a
justify him.
beautiful life to literally go through the store not even having, and it's not because he looks like it's not like he doesn't look because he doesn't know, or sorry, because he's bought it so much he just knows what it costs. He doesn't care.
No, but he's also the same guy that dents cans in order to buy them to get a discount.
No, I don't do that. I would never buy a can that was dented. It's the opposite. And listen, I like to go through flyers too.
What
It's
if it
not
was
like
a ragu can?
Yeah,
I
can't
can't
get
those in
already,
stock right now.
So it's
You'd
not like I'm
take it.
flying blind.
You've mentioned that you go through the flyers to get discounts. And then it also came out last week that you go to the like corner store every single day to buy food, which is way more expensive than you would buy at a grocery store. So what's the point of going through the fucking flyers?
I contain multitudes.
It sounds like you don't do anything.
No, it's just I like to on Saturday mornings I will look through the flyers with my coffee. And if I see, oh, this particular grocery store has a few good things on, I'll remember to go there. But then, like, I don't know, oh, beef short ribs are on. What's
you
a good
get
price for beef
flyers?
short
Where
ribs?
do you
No,
get
I don't know.
Flyers.
Where do you get
So
them?
he's concerned about the
In the
price
newspaper.
of things.
I get the Saturday newspaper.
In flyers. Yet once he gets to the store, he doesn't care what the stuff costs. He's not even
No,
looking.
I'm going to that store because
Like,
I know
that doesn't make any sense.
No, I know. Okay, the chickens are on sale, so I'll get a couple of.
Why? It
chickens
doesn't
or-
matter what it costs. You're not looking at the price.
No, but I'll know that they're there and that it's on sale, and so I've gone there to buy them. But I don't care.
When you talk about chickens, you're talking about the pre-made chicken, correct?
Not always, but usually. I like the rotisserie chickens. They're pretty good.
Sometimes they are pretty good.
They're when you're high.
No.
Yes.
They're good if
No,
you're-
that is 100%. If you're too drunk and stumbling by, there's no fast food open,
No.
and you stumble by a 24-hour grocery store, and there's a pre-made chicken, you can go ham on that because you can eat it with your hands, or if you're high as shit. Those are the two options.
No, but what about like ones from like higher end grocery chains?
like Costco. I kind of consider Costco higher end, even though I know it's not. Even though I get it, like
This is
you have
the
to
guy
pay to
that-
go there. You have to pay to go there to be a member, and like things are pricey, even though they're cheaper because it's in bulk. But you are still dropping some money when you go to Costco. You ain't going in there and dropping $12 and leaving, right?
It is true. You do
Costco-
spend a fortune, but it's not high end.
Well, it can be at a good price. Like you can get some really nice stuff at a very affordable price because of I bought some coleslaw the other day from Costco. That was exactly the type I like, and it was delicious.
What are the chances that you like high-end coleslaw?
Well, it's made by a steakhouse in Montreal called Moishes.
Oh,
It's a particular, yeah, it's a particular type of coleslaw. It's not that creamy stuff. It's vinaigrette, and it's delicious. And so I bought it at Costco. I was like, I don't know, I don't know how much it costs for a tub. To be honest with you, I would say I don't even know what coleslaw costs in the store. So,
I don't
but
want,
whatever it cost, it was good.
I don't like. I really don't want to go down this path, but I got to. How is, say, Costco high end, but like a really nice BMW isn't?
Oh, I didn't say it's not high end. It's just not luxury. To me, luxury is above and beyond.
Yeah, luxury's private jet. According
No,
to Tim.
luxury is just a particularly high end.
According to
vehicle.
you.
Yes, according to me, the word luxury ought to be over and above, like, yeah, a BMW or an Alfa Romeo or something.
I like that your disdain. Tim drives around in a Toyota Poor, and this is what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't pretend to drive around in a luxury vehicle. I'm economical.
No, it seems like you're undervalued. I mean, you're Tim Too Rich. You don't look at what stuff costs. You're driving around in a $400 car.
It's not $400.
It's
but
20
anyway.
years old. How much did you pay for this thing?
That doesn't matter what I paid for it. It's in really good shape. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. And come on here next week and talk about how the brake line went or something.
Did you pay more or less than Trump paid in taxes for that car?
I paid more than what he paid for in taxes when I bought it. It only had like 120,000 kilometers on it.
120,000?
Those cars like get 400,000 kilometers on them before they're done. They do.
Tim Too Rich. He spent all of his money on his millennial loft overlooking the lake.
You know what? I just find this whole too rich thing. I mean, I know it's a joke. People are having fun with it. But again, it's not accurate. I do live a pretty normal, average person life. And so,
On the lake.
whatever. But if I'm going to the grocery store, I'm going to buy the things I want. Like, anyway.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what they cost. Why are you even looking at them?
Well, it's not that it doesn't matter. Believe me, if I went through the checkout and I bought something and it was like $60, I'd say, you know what? Let's take that off.
Oh,
It's
no,
not
you
like it-
wouldn't.
No.
You do not have... No, you would not. That is not
Yes,
true.
I do.
You would pay for it.
No, I wouldn't.
You
I'd
wouldn't
say,
want
you
the
know what?
shame of sitting there being like, gotta take that off.
No, I guess I respect
doesn't bother
Tim.
me.
Tim in the sense like he's more thinking like if it costs $4.49 or $4.89, like I don't give a
Then
shit.
why look through the flyers? Because that's all you're saving.
Because sometimes
because you're
throw a
saving
really
what,
good deal.
40 cents?
I'm
No,
not,
like like salmon was on somewhere the other day, and that was a really good buy, and I knew it was a good buy.
What is a normal price for a pound of salmon, Tim?
Damn it. I don't know, but it looked like it was a good buy by the way how big it was on the front of the flyer, okay? Okay, I'm guilty. I don't know what it costs. I wish you hadn't asked that question. But I thought it was a good buy because they had the sign out front of the store with it on there, which is a sign to me that they know it's a good buy, and it was on the front of the flyer, and so that's a good buy to me. I don't know how good of a buy it is. Damn you.
Can I tell you what goes on special at grocery stores? Stuff they've ordered too much of, and they either have a new shipment coming in if it's like box products, or it's about to go bad if it's meat.
Sure, but if I'm buying salmon today, I'm cooking it tonight.
Okay.
I love salmon. It's not sticking around my fridge.
My mom is like the ultimate mark for that stuff. Like you'll get another one, like, but you'll pay more to save like $5, but you'll pay like $20 more, but you save $5.
My grandma does the exact same
Like
thing.
it's just a mark for it every time.
Somehow
They get people. They know what they're
my
doing.
grandma has figured out, because she doesn't want to go to the grocery store because of the COVIDs. And the mask messes up her makeup, so she doesn't like that. So she's just out on the grocery store. You know Nan, Tim. You know what she's
Yes.
like.
Yes,
So she's figured out how to get groceries delivered to her house, but she still has not figured out Amazon yet, which is like
The next step.
we're all like,
Oh,
Once
because
it
she'll
happens.
spend a lot.
oh my God. She will buy every single thing on
Oh.
Amazon.
I get it.
And then my grandfather will come in, my grandfather's so cheap. He used to have to come and take money back when I was a kid. He'd take money off the table that my grandmother left as a tip.
Oy.
He'd wait for her to leave, and he'd be like, no.
You can't, yeah.
He's like, we can't
My
be
grandfather
we can't be leaving.
$20.
My grandmother
Yeah.
would tip 50% on everything. And my grandfather's like, I make this money. Like, we can't be tipping this. Like, what are you
My
doing?
grandfather would give me $20 to go to Sears to purchase something for him, or $40 or whatever, and he expected the receipt back with the exact change laid right next to the receipt on the coffee table.
I like it.
Yeah.
See, that's a man of discipline.
to the
Unlike
penny.
you'd be like,
To the penny.
have all the pennies, although pennies don't exist here anymore.
No, but like that's how he was. That was the type of man he was. So I understand that way of thinking, even if I don't necessarily subscribe to it. If I give somebody $20 to go get me, I don't know, like some orange juice or whatever.
Well,
or
they
like
could tell you that the orange juice costs $19.
well,
You
whatever
wouldn't
little
know.
bit of change they have left, they can keep. Whatever. They've done me a service.
Tim too rich. Just here, have some money, sir. It does not matter to me. The point is not being that he was a bad tipper, because he wasn't a bad tipper. Just my grandmother was just
50% is
it
exorbitant.
was basically like opening up the purse and dumping out whatever cash that you had.
Yes,
And
that's
he would be like,
50% is
yep.
exorbitant.
Like when he's like scraping like $10 bills back off the table for a $30 meal. Like, all right. Like, wasn't great. Led to a lot of arguments and fights.
Got two things. We can do either or. I guess one is not Halloween sensitive, so we can leave that be. I want to pick a bone with the two of you. You know what this is about. Innocuously, I send out Saturday evening what is an innocuous, positive, pleasant, community-minded tweet. Namely, and I believe this to my bones, if you can, you should be giving out full-size chocolate bars at Halloween, particularly this Halloween, when we've all gone through a really tough year. If you can swing it, if you can afford it, or if you don't live in a neighborhood where you're going to get 500 kids, even that, you should give out full-size chocolate bars, candy bars, if you can. It's a good deed. You remember when you were a kid how excited you were when you got a full-size one. This is an opportunity you have to pay it forward. If it's something you can do. If it's something financially you just can't do, no one would blame you. No, that's understandable. But if you've got the means and you think you can do it, you should do it. I think it's the right thing to do. So I tweet this out, and you two start ripping me apart like I'm a Rockefeller by suggesting that.
Well, you're
someone
not
should give out-
Rockefeller. You're Tim too rich. This is a classic.
see, that's
this is a
foolish.
classic
That's
rich
foolish.
person move, and it's not even a rich person. Like it is a rich person move, because they don't even know they make little candy bars. It's just,
Yeah.
Jeeves, go get me
Yeah,
some
go
large
get me
candy
some
bars,
candy.
please.
Go get me 100 candy bars.
That, or it's a person who doesn't have a lot of money who wants to show that they have a lot of money. and they're buying big candy bars. Like, I remember growing up, we would probably go to around 100 houses, and like my parents would get, or my mom would get like 100 people coming to her door. She couldn't be like, she's not poor, but she couldn't afford to be breaking out like $400 to give out in candy on Halloween for full-size bars. Plus, listen, no one is saying that they don't like full-size candy bars. Everyone likes full-size candy bars. But I think you put undue pressure on your neighbors and things like that as well. Plus, if you give out the full candy bars, you're going to get the same people coming to your door like 5 times.
And the parents don't appreciate it.
No, they don't like it. You get the little candy bars. Then be like the kids, you can pick your favorite 4. You can go do it. Tim very clearly doesn't have kids, and B has never bought Halloween candy to give out in his life.
And I guess
still think
this
it's a
year,
nice thing to do.
Tim, do you have kids?
No, I do not.
Tim, have you ever bought candy to give out at the door?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
When?
Once. 5 years ago, I was by myself at the house that I was living at the time. So I needed to procure the Halloween candy.
Did you get full candy bars?
I didn't, and I regretted it.
Could you have afforded it at the time?
It would have been a stretch, but you know what? It would have been nice, and I would have felt good about myself. And like I said, and that's why I said there's a huge caveat in that tweet, which was there, and you guys willingly overlooked it, which is if you can. Not everybody can for a lot of reasons.
No. Hold on a second. You can't keep putting your subliminal messages somewhere in the middle of it. You're saying this shit because this is what you think everyone should do. That's the reason. That's the reason to say it, or there is no reason to say it.
In an ideal world,
if you can't, Pat gave you a bunch of reasons why, even if you can, it's not really ideal. You get kids showing up, the same kids showing up 5 times. And I think as a parent, I don't think the parents like want to see a full-size candy bar. Like you got 100 minis.
I mean, I would, because I would probably would take the full-size candy
I
bar.
agree with that. This is Tim Too Rich. This is the type of take, like I said on Twitter, that this is one of the Tim Too Rich takes he could actually like play out because, I mean, in the end, it's like much more feasibly to pull off than say buying a palatial estate or a Maserati.
Maserati doesn't even cut it. Not a luxury car.
it is.
It's not a jet.
So he could pull this off, but this is also the type of take that like Tim, who sees himself as an everyman, like everyman be like, no, you ain't me, man.
This is Tim trying to show up his neighbors too at the same time, being like, look how much money I have. I'm Tim Too Rich.
No. This is a pure motive in that I think
it's not a pure motive.
The kids' Halloween happier.
I tweeted this out just before we came on the show. Something Tim told us last night. I can't imagine going out for a steak and not buying dry age. Next one. To me, at a steakhouse, price isn't any object.
So this was my second point, but I was going to leave that for another time.
You're Tim Too Rich.
No, but I think my point stands.
Your point doesn't stand. At the moment I presented you with expensive steak options, like, well, not that expensive. So which one? So which one is it? At like shitty steak places, you're fine with it?
When I said price is no object, what I'm saying is I'm not too disturbed between 75, 85, or 95, or 105 for a steak. Like to me, whatever. If you're going to a steakhouse, then you should get a steak and you think it's really good, then $20 or $30 or $40 in the difference, whatever. If we're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars, sure, okay, that is, I guess, a different story.
Price doesn't matter, Tim. Any price is fine.
Tim is also the day. But here's the thing, though. Tim makes these comments, but according to Tim rules, the day before he's at the grocery store ignoring prices. So there's like an extra $40 that he's just adding on. Just spending. And now we're at the steakhouse. It's another $58. He's adding
Tim
on.
Too Rich.
These things can add up. Like, yes, once in a while, but you literally take this motto to every aspect of life.
No, I don't.
Tim
I
Too
do
Rich.
believe there was a time to be economical and thrifty.
When are you economical? Every example that we've pointed out is just you wasting money.
Even when you buy 4 colas for $4 at the local 7-Eleven, that's not economical. That's lazy.
I support you, Tim.
Thank you, by the way, Paul. I knew you would. I knew you'd be on my side.
I liked said tweet, and I think these guys are just being too cheap.
I think they're kind of
funny. The people who have kids have a certain stance on this, and the people who fucking don't.
I'm the one handing out candy.
The people who don't hand out candy and don't have kids have a lot
I
of
used to
takes on
love
this.
it when I would get a full-size candy bar. That would be my favorite place of the day. I was not raised to go back and go to a second time. Maybe that happens, but maybe that happens. Those people always got a very
Paul gets it.
those people always got a very wholesome thank you. I've really appreciated it.
I believe
and when,
that.
when people
And
would give
that's-
you small individual ones, super
Okay,
cheap.
can
you put a-
and then when
can
I
you put a
turned
price
into, like-
on that?
When I turned
Can
into
you
like
put
a
a price on that?
15-year-old, those are the people getting eggs. I'm sorry.
You
give
can't-
me,
you
give
can't
me
put a
one
price
little,
on
like,
that.
small.
Sick.
small
Me putting my
bite-sized
hand
one.
and giving you like 3 mini Twixes means I'm getting egged. That's not fair
No,
either.
no, but you know what? That kind gesture is, and the response you get of someone genuinely saying thank you. I'm sorry. Those are the things that make life worth living. And so
You don't even give out the fucking things. You said you did it once in your life.
those types of things when you just are
Well,
generous.
what's up?
and
What's
kind.
something?
Listen-
What's something akin to that? Give me an example. Something you do that is similar to that.
I have in the past purchased the food for the person behind me in line at Tim Hortons or at a fast food restaurant. Just did it
Oh,
because I felt good.
Tim too. Well, it's Tim too
It's
rich.
in $4.95.
Tim,
for
no,
the guy-
Tim too rich is basically like, I have so much money, I'll pay for that.
No,
person's
it's
too.
just, we only come around this way once. And if you can be nice to people and you can brighten up somebody's day, I feel like I should try to brighten up somebody's day. To whom much is given, much is demanded, I guess. That's listen, not everyone has to live that way. I get it. I appreciate it. And there are lots of constraints on a lot of people, and I get it. But if you can and you're able, that excitement that you can bring by giving the full-size candy bar, I think is worth
What's
its
he
weight
saying?
in gold.
Like I spend an
That's my
extra
opinion.
$150 to put smiles on the kids' faces in the
The kids are gonna be
neighborhoods.
fucking smiling anyway. They're getting candy, and they're gonna have so
I
much
get it.
candy. It's not gonna matter.
Well, this is what, again,
It
I think
sounds
the
like,
viewers
I
of
mean,
the
I don't
show-
want to throw it out here because, Tim, I know your parents, but it sounds like they might not have been very nice to you if this is what's brightening up your day.
no, but I remember, like Paul, that when I went trick-or-treating and I got a full-size bar,
The guy who ranks raisins first is telling me to give out full-size candy bars.
Yeah,
I'm not
do you even
telling you
give
to do it.
do you even give
I'm
out the
saying-
big size raisins?
I had the exact same experience that Paul had. It made my night. It made me so thankful. And I thought to myself, this was great. And now that I'm older and it's my turn, right, to start giving things out, that
but he doesn't.
it's about paying things forward in life. I think, again, I think those are the things that matter. And if you think I'm wrong, fine, whatever. But I think that trying to brighten up somebody's day is kind of worth it if you can. But if you can't, like, it's not like, oh, you've done some terrible thing. Like you said, Jeff, you give out 3 Twix, little mini. Of
But
course
that's
not.
but that's how
Of
you're
course
framing it. You realize that.
No, I'm not.
When you
framing
say
it.
what
I'm
you say, that
explicitly
is the
saying-
framing that it comes under. That's how people receive it. It was
If
just
you
like
wish
it
to
was
take a
just
very
like
cynical-
earlier when you said that Sam Darnold's the best quarterback in the game.
If you wish, to
People
take a
read it
six-
one way. Maybe you meant it the other way, which is not true, but you had to backtrack from that. But the way people read it was one way. You are not reading what you're putting out there because you're so rich, you don't even understand how people interpret things anymore.
No,
you,
and well,
you
I
just
have
live
the
in your
opportunity-
own world of wealth, and we get
I
that.
have
That's
the
fine.
opportunity now to expound and dilate on what I was saying, and that is precisely Paul summed it up better than I could. It's those intangible things that if you can do it, you should do it. But if you can't, there's nothing wrong with being able.
Well,
unable
I
to.
respect Paul's opinion, but not the guy who'd prefer raisins.
The
I love the raisins.
By the way, trick or treating's like canceled forever now, as it is.
Yeah,
so-
you could do it this year. You buy one pack of 4
nobody-
big
there's
chocolate
nobody
bars.
coming
Like,
out your
I don't
door to
think
come
kids are
collect
coming.
candy.
I know, like, personally, I think, like, we have a couple friends in the neighborhood and we're arranging, like, okay, we'll come to your, like, just to make a thing. But we're not going door to door. We're going to, like, 5 specific houses of people we know, if that makes any sense.
Paul?
What about cans of pop? People used to give
Pass.
out cans of
Yeah,
pop.
big
back
pack,
in the
big
day.
pass.
No,
I
it's
know, it
heavy.
really weighs down
Sound
your
nice,
bag, and it's
but they
cheap.
weigh your bag down.
It's not so much the bag. I mean, like, not everyone's weak like Tim is, but it's the possibility of it getting punctured and then being all over the rest of your candy.
Well, that has never happened to me, but I found like those can weigh you down. It's a good and a nice gesture. Go to Costco, get a couple of flats of Diet Coke or whatever, and give them. I think that's really nice, but I don't think it's as effective as other things. That's all. That's my opinion.
Do you think that kids really want your Diet Coke? You think they got weight problems?
I didn't say they did. It tastes better.
According to you or according to kids?
Well, according to me, fair enough. Okay.
So
whatever,
basically,
sure.
you want Halloween to be what you like the best, not what the people coming to you want.
No, not at all.
That's
Not
what
at
it seems like, Tim Too Rich.
Sure. If you, no, stop. I really don't like that. Please stop.
Well, why don't you
Not
stop
true.
having the most elitist takes around?
You criticize me all the time for having very terribly low taste.
Yeah, you're kind of like Trump in the. I mean, you're like Trump in a whole lot of ways, but this is one in particular where you have this opulence to you, yet somehow you
There's
find the
not low-
lowest
yeah.
way possible.
There's
to do
like bacon bits with a spoon for dinner in there, aside from these very elite feelings.
Yeah, like, but he paid $3,000 for the bacon bits for some reason. Like having a gold toilet is what Tim like really thinks about when he thinks about wealth.
No, that's not.
That
true.
is a
That's
Tim
not
sort
true.
of thing. That's what he
That's
would
not
have.
true.
It is true. These are the things that we talk about all the time.
Anyway, I think the listeners and the viewers will be on my side and Paul's side on this. That's my contention.
I guarantee you they will not be.
The
Already
point-
in the feedback from your original tweet has indicated you are not a man of the people here.
In this, I'm a man for the people, if not of the people.
And the take isn't that people don't prefer large candy bars versus small candy bars. Everyone prefers large candy bars. That's undeniable. But Tim's just trying to show up his neighbors. That's all
Well,
it is.
isn't there just a simple logic of if people prefer X and you can give them X?
No, because you
give them
don't
X?
consider
I
other
mean, there's
people.
something simple about it.
You don't consider other people in the ramifications of doing that to other people.
I mean, I'm mostly concerned about the
You.
externality
No,
of
you're
making the person
concerned
who's
about
receiving the
you're
gift happy.
concerned about you, and we know that.
No,
You're just a very selfish person.
no. Yes, you're very selfish by giving. Yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
but you
Okay.
need to give the most.
No, you
No.
don't give. You're selfish and demanding what the parents in the neighborhoods participating
I
need to
think
give
that
for
there's
something
a-
you are not participating in.
I think there's something else going on here, and I just that you
What's
you
going
can't
on?
just see the gift for what it is, which is an act of kindness. You don't need to dissect and rip it apart. Why do we have to rip it apart? Like, no one's judging anybody's parenting skills by giving out a full-size candy bar instead. Someone's just making an act of genuine kindness.
Again,
Isn't
doesn't
that
have
fair?
kids, doesn't give out candy, but he has very hot takes on stuff he doesn't.
Listen, I knew the
Paul's
people
on
that
my
gave
side.
up full.
Yeah, again, same guy. Doesn't have.
I
doesn't-
also don't have kids or give out candy, so
And
nobody.
Paul's like, yeah,
nobody's
I would
knocking on my
like.
door.
I'd prefer to get a full size candy bar. It's essentially what Paul's take is. It made me really happy.
Also, Paul comes from a different situation than Tim does. Paul, the youngest of 5, so his brothers and sisters probably stole all his fucking
Yeah.
candy his entire
Oh,
life.
all the good ones. Yeah, Paul. Like, yeah, exactly. They ransacked the good stuff from Paul.
Story's true. Yep, that's a true story.
Well, that I have to say that is not an experience that I had.
Lucky to have what I had.
Anything else we have here? Should I rerun the clip of Tim's Halloween candy rankings?
The revised ones from last year, sure.
Well, let's get to those.
Halloween has become a important part of this show and the sort of connections that this show has made with the fans. Last year, I put out a definitive listing of the best Halloween candy, and I would say of all the lists I put out, that had the best in terms of like SEO value response of any of the.
You still don't quite understand SEO value, do you?
It had the best-
Besides having Googled what it actually means, like SEO, you have no idea what it is, do you?
it had search engine optimization.
Then why would you think that your tweet would do well with this?
I don't know, but it definitely, I think it had the best response rate of any tweet I had. So
It did.
I thought
You
that-
did get pretty ratio. That's true.
oh well, whatever. But I figured since this is the last show before Halloween that we're recording, that I would come up with another Halloween themed list, and it would be the best Halloween themed movies. Now,
Hold on. I want to go back to the Halloween candy list in case people missed it. The show is bigger than it was 1 year ago. So, Tim, your definitive rankings, if you would like to update them, of the best candies at Halloween. Coming in, Jeff, at number 1, candy corn. Number 2, that pumpkin-shaped candy that's a marshmallow that people use as doorstops. Also commonly seen as peanuts other time of the year that are marshmallows.
amazing.
Okay. Peeps, number 2, or number 3, which are not a Halloween candy, just a candy.
But they are when they're jack-o'-lantern shaped.
Molasses Kiss is number 4.
Those are sometimes called a Halloween kiss or a witch's kiss. Those things are I had one today after my coffee. I bought some. They were on sale. The fact they were on sale before Halloween was actually kind of disconcerting. But anyway, I bought them. I had them. They're fantastic and good for you.
Good for you, are they?
Yeah, it's just molasses. It's like not refined sugar in the same way that.
Yeah, I'm gonna launch an investigation on the health benefits of molasses kisses after this. Cookies and cream, and then everyone's favorite on your best candy list, Tim, raisins.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the grocery store last week and saw the bags of the Sun-Maid raisins in the red boxes, and I thought that's the surest sign that Halloween has arrived, because people are buying their raisins to give out as gifts for trick-or-treaters. Look, they're great. They're healthy. They're delicious. They don't weigh down your bag as much as other things do, so there's a great ratio of deliciousness to weight when you're carrying around your trick-or-treat bag. They're a great treat. The gloss sets
What
with the
weighs
chocolate,
down the bag?
but people used to give out the cans of pop. Do you like the pop? But it weighed the bag down
What
too much.
psychopath gave out cans of pop?
It happens. It happens.
Or mini sips. Again, they just weigh down the bag too much.
Yeah, you don't want liquids. You don't want to be getting liquids. But now you're saying like Glossette raisins and stuff like that. That's not what your point was. Your point was that, like, to get like the Sunkiss little red box of raisins.
Glossette ones are not as good.
What?
You don't want them.
You don't think the chocolate covered raisins are better than the actual raisins?
My goodness.
If
gracious.
raisins can compare up to Halloween candy, why aren't you just eating raisins a year long? Which you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I like to mix them into my plain yogurt.
Such a fucking lie.
I do. I like to mix a handful into my plain yogurt.
Oh,
sometimes when I'm having it.
did you know that Tim is eating millennial Icelandic yogurt these days?
I don't know what makes it millennial. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, millennials love it, though. Millennials and hipsters both love plain, untasty yogurt.
I don't just buy the plain one, but yes, I have been buying the plain one. It's great. I like to put a handful of raisins in the bowl. It's delicious.
Jeff, when you wake up in the morning, do you say to yourself, after you get your daughter off, did she go to school yet? She goes to school?
Whatever. I guess, what would you even call?
Like preschool? That kind of thing?
Maybe before that.
You get your daughter off to preschool, and you're thinking, what should I do with my morning? And you're like, you know what I'll do? I'll have some thick Icelandic yogurt, plain, dump in some raisins, and I'm off to a good...
so good.
I'm kicking off the day.
It's delicious.
He also puts lard into it as well.
I do not.
So
The Icelandic yogurt's really good. Yeah, raisins are great. They're a great Halloween treat. I would encourage you to buy them and give them out at Halloween.
things Tim doesn't like: Sour Patch Kids, little packs of
those
Sour
are
Patch
crap.
Kids. Who doesn't love it? Who doesn't love Sour Patch Kids?
I don't like sour candy.
Yeah, he hates like sour keys.
Oh, you know what he wouldn't have loved? Warheads. Remember Warheads?
I didn't like Warheads, no.
Too sour for you?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like Rockets or those candy necklaces.
Rockets aren't even sour. Rockets
Sometimes
are just
they are.
no. Rockets are not at all.
He's talking about
Sweethearts.
sweet tarts.
Those are sweethearts are awful.
Sweet tarts are different. Rockets
Those
are
also delicious.
I believe they call them something else in America. I believe they call them Smarties in America. Smarties are something different in Canada, but what we call Rockets.
Rockets are gross. Though.
Yeah, here
Yeah,
Smarties
they're not
are
good,
better.
but they're not sour.
Yeah, here Smarties are a better version of M&Ms.
No, that is not true. Would you go that far, Jeff?
What do I like better, Smarties or
M&Ms?
M&Ms? I think M&Ms.
M&Ms are way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake.
I'll hit up the store the day after.
I would
Halloween.
rather get a
Oh
regular.
yeah, November 1st is a great day.
I would rather get a regular bag of chips, non-branded chips, than half the shit on Tim's candy list.
Agreed.
That's because you have bad taste in Halloween candy.
No.
I have good
I
taste.
mean, from the response that you got from this last year, Tim, you said it's been a big response for you when you put this out. How many people do you think agreed with you on this list? 0%?
Yeah, it wasn't zero. I have a built-in like 4% support for no matter what.
No, those
It
how many
wasn't
bot accounts are your is your
Yeah,
built-in
you have
support?
37 burner accounts, so take those votes out of the equation.
Then you're down like
I
1.5.
would say it was like 85-15 negative.
His problem is his basis for this list is like he gets confidence probably from the old people he goes on mall walks with.
Yeah.
They
These are
pump
the things that I like.
they pump his tires.
Tim is the kind of person, when he moves out of his millennial loft that overlooks a lake, which he rails against constantly, yet lives the lifestyle of a hipster millennial, that at least what he claims to be a millennial, which probably isn't true. Either way, when he gets his own house and starts giving out candy, and kids start coming by, his windows are going to be broken, eggs everywhere. Like you will have the house that gets toilet papered. You know that.
No,
right?
I won't give out the stuff. But the stuff I like the best to keep for me, that's the good stuff. They can have the overrated, the Coffee Crisp bars and the Mars bars and, the Snickers and the O. Henrys. Like, they can have that stuff if they like them, the little bags of cheesies. have at it. I'm keeping the candy corn and the little pumpkins and the peeps and the raisins for me.
Well, I mean, that would completely flip the entire scenario. It sounds like a great house to go to, giving out all the way the best candy.
Yeah, and again, Kit Kats are great, but don't break your Kit Kats in half, people. Be civilized. Take a bite out of the corn.
Are you sticking with raisins?
Of course. Well, they were never number one to begin with. Candy corn has always been number one. And I've long said, and I stand by it, candy corn mixed with some Icelandic plain yogurt, great Halloween morning breakfast. I know that sounds ludicrous, but honestly, I've done it once, and I really liked it. And you should do it too.
Why would anyone possibly want to eat? Do we need to show the kicking video again?
Well, you're going to show it or not show it, regardless of what I say.
So we eat like you, we end up kicking like you.
Yes, that's right. That once a year treat is definitely why.
Oh, is it a once a year?
Warmed up
How often do you eat candy corn?
A few times in the month of October, and I guess a couple of days after Halloween, and that's it.
But you love candy corn.
It's
why
delicious,
don't you give out
seasonal.
giant bags? I mean, why are you even caring about giving out large candy bars when you've already ranked all of these other things way above candy bars? Are you giving out inferior, in your mind, candy to the kids?
I think it's harder to give out. There aren't bags of candy corn you can buy.
Why, Tim Too Rich? You can just buy a big bag.
You can, but
then why don't you do that?
Because when you go to the store,
if you have the means, Tim, why don't you do it?
Because the shelf doesn't have 100 bags on there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you can make your own bags.
And God forbid, right? I asked one of the clerks to go back and look to see if you have more, because that's the greatest crime I could commit. So if I took,
you know who agreed with us? People that work in grocery stores.
Yeah, okay, some did.
They know what's out back, Tim. You fucking don't. And they're telling you, no, we don't have that. Are you sure, you liar? Is basically what you're saying.
No, I like to be humored. Then to take a double look, because
you realize they have things to do, right?
Well, you can always look, and I'm the customer. So.
It's a lot like and the customer isn't always right. That's something I don't know who came up with that. By the way,
sounds like somebody who ran Macy's or one of the department stores.
I don't think so. It seems like a real mom and pop type of thing for someone who didn't run a giant corporation. Turns out, don't need your fucking business. Someone else is coming in your place. Especially like people like you, or just, I mean, maybe you are. Is Tim the ideal customer or the unideal customer? Because
I am a loyal customer.
He's looking through like coupons, but at the same time, he doesn't care what he spends.
If you treat me right, I'll come to you for the rest of my
Brand
life.
loyal. He's loyal. Yeah, I would say Tim is an ideal customer,
but not for customer service.
He will come back to you instead of checking out that new trendy place down the street. And I would like to say that I
go to the
I golfed with someone on Friday who I hadn't seen in a long time. Old friend, I guess current friend, whatever.
They gave you COVID.
Quick question, off the top, he's like, listen, I don't want to bug you about this a lot today. I think I'm gonna spend 3 hours talking Masters or something. He's like, is Tim real? He's real, right? It's real.
I get this question.
It's the first question. 90% of the time, it is the first question I get about the dynamic here. And yeah, I say, if it's a gag, I am on your side here. Tim and Pat are working me if this isn't real.
We had a friend at Christmas time who met Tim in person 2 years ago and was blown away that Tim was a real person. He thought it was a voice I did when the graphic went up.
Listen, I appreciate that those are the questions you get, Jeff, but I'm me, and I can be no one else but me. And I'm not afraid to give my unvarnished views on the world in which I live. I'm sorry. Like you say, what's the point of being normal?
When you can be Tim Too Rich. Yes, Paul.
On the topic of Tim being a good or bad customer, I would say bad customer based on him seething when he bought the Xbox recently and didn't do his own homework.
PS4.
Or it's a PS4 and didn't do his own homework and then blamed the guy selling him it when, you could just figure it out for yourself. It was pretty wide knowledge that PS5 was coming out. Not exactly his fault.
I mean, as a self-proclaimed PlayStation fan, as you are, it feels like something you would have known.
I didn't. Okay, sorry, I don't spend all my time on the Sony PlayStation Reddit boards.
Well, I thought you were. You claim to be a fan of it, though.
Well, it's because I've always had Sonys. That's why. I'm not like some diehard.
He literally bought a console that was. The console's been out for over 6 years, and a new one was coming out in 4 months, and he's blaming Sony. and a store clerk.
Like probably
more
like a
like 9 months,
17-year-old kid who's just like, I don't know, man, just buy the or
Yeah,
buy the
yeah, we got
PS4
some.
or don't. I don't
And
care.
hold
I'll
on.
tell you, even out back, we got some.
And
Don't worry about it.
I'll defend the salesman this way.
What was it, Best Buy, Tim?
No, let me defend him.
I'm not going to name the store.
If it was Best Buy, they don't even get commissions. They really don't.
No,
give a
I
shit.
need to defend him because Tim made this purchase at like the start of COVID, where it was just people just thought people were home one to game, like not like, oh, I need to tell this guy the new one is coming. Like it was just like there was an influx, people looking for used PS4s at the start of COVID, so he didn't feel like he needed to give you the whole like brand analysis.
Why can't I play everything through my phone?
Maybe soon.
Like, why can't my phone be the controller and I just have like a little thing and I can just bring my controller?
Because why would they not want to sell you a
I
piece
get
of
that.
hardware for
I-
$60?
I get that, but they could just sell the app for $60 and then they don't actually have to manufacture anything.
Yeah, I guess.
That was part 1 of the Best of CUST Corner 2020 football season. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to smash the like on the way out and subscribe to those audio feeds down in the description. We'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!